What's going on, guys? I'm Jeff, the Yoshi Fanatic, and welcome to part 2 of Yoshi Topsy Turvy. Guys, we might be finishing the game tonight. We've only got, how many levels left? Like 17 or 18? Not very many. I think we can do this. So welcome to Curly, Heloy, Mr. Face, Justin, Blues Cat, and Aurora. What's going on, guys? Welcome. How was your week? Sorry I fell asleep last stream. I promise it wasn't the game. Oh no, Aurora, I get it. I start these streams so late, it's a wonder you stay awake at all. But how are you guys? I missed you. We're not having the greatest of luck with our bitrate to start off the stream, but it is what it is, I guess. Hello, El Guapo Dad, welcome to the stream. I might have given myself a hernia earlier. Solar Flare, what did you do? Week's been okay for me, says Mr. Face. Glad to hear that. How's it going, El Guapo Dad? I've thought of getting a Switch Pro controller that would play the 1000-Year Door on my phone. That's not a bad idea. I've been really busy. Oh, I hear ya. This week wasn't as bad for me as I thought it would be, but yeah, it still wasn't like the easiest week. But anyway, last stream we made a good amount of progress. We got through a good chunk of the game. But like I said in the last stream, this game is extremely backloaded. As in, these levels get pretty difficult, so they're going to take me quite a few tries to actually succeed at these. And even though there's only like 17 or 18 levels left, and I've already done like nearly 30 at this point, it's still a toss-up as to how long it's gonna take. Who knows? So, I'm aiming to finish the game tonight. I want to get all the gold medals. We'll see if that's actually feasible here. Ethan subscribed. Thank you, Ethan. Welcome to the stream. And Henry too, welcome. Guys, welcome. How are you guys? Ethan, it's been a heck of a long time. How are you doing, bud? My sectional finally came in. Your sectional finally came. Oh, your sofa. That's awesome. How is it? I was stretching and I felt a weird push, and now there's a weird pain and a small bulge, says JJ. Oh, jeez. I keep forgetting you have that thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice when somebody subscribes. It's amazing, says Aurora. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. No, yeah, I love having that little animation when somebody subscribes. Jordan! How are you, Jordan? I miss you, man! How are you? It's now time to continue the story, but first a recap of part 1. Fire away, El Guapo Dad. Alright guys, enough chitter chatter. Well, no, you guys can keep chitter chattering, but I need to stop putting this off. Let's get going. Hurry to the goal within 110 seconds and bring me 70 coins! Alright, I have a feeling I'm gonna be, oh, yep, very, rusty here. But I don't want to give up just yet. Let's get a lay of the land here with this level before we try again. Because I guarantee that we are not going to get the gold this time after that poor performance. Woo! Yeah, we will definitely try that again. Or who knows, maybe the requirements will be so lenient that I won't have to try again. I doubt that. That's very wishful thinking, Jeff. Let's tip this coin basket over. Who's just leaving their coins here? Well, who's leaving their coins on the ground in the first place, Jeff? Oh, that's cute. I never noticed the dolphin thing up there before. That's adorable. Oh, coiny coins. Give me the coiny coin. Oh, no. That could have gone better. Who are all these guys and why are they saying, hey, boss, and sub, says Solar Flare. They're some of my IRL friends. Jeff, I can't make out your face. Yeah, I'm having some trouble with some bitrate. For some reason, my upload is going real slow today. It is not the bitrate that I said at all. Yet another reason that I'm very much looking forward to Frontier Fiber coming into the area. And soon. Hopefully very soon. I can't wait to get rid of my current internet provider. See, like, my internet speeds aren't that bad, honestly. Like, when you look at them from just the standpoint of speed alone, they're actually pretty solid, except for the upload. The upload could definitely be more solid. But, you know, as far as, cable internet providers go, could be worse. Oh, I failed that mission! I didn't even get all the coins I needed! But yeah, we have Frontier coming into the area pretty soon here. And I can't wait. Jeepers! I need to try that again. I need to try that again. I'm good, Jeff. I miss you. I'm so sorry. I feel like we keep missing each other. I hope you're doing well. Looking forward to the stream. Jordan, I'm very happy to have you here. We gotta finish up our playthrough of Donkey Kong Country 2 sometime. I don't know when we're ever gonna get to do that, but we gotta sometime. I streamed it once. I did finish the game, but I want to finish our playthrough. No! I can see your face now. Good. Let's see how long that lasts. Double missions are the worst, not gonna lie, says Mr. Face. Doesn't help that I'm on, like, the harder levels right now. And I'm kind of rusty from not having played all week. But we'll get there, don't you worry. Don't you worry, we got this. I believe in myself. Do you believe in me? I don't know. 120% we'll do it before we get old. Sounds good, Jordan. I already feel old. I turned 30 recently-ish. Oh, okay, like half a year ago. I'm not in my... Well, you know what? I was gonna say I'm not in my prime anymore, but... And I might not be, I'm not sure. I still feel pretty good, though. My father-in-law sometimes says that he feels his prime was in his mid-30s. Okay, we're gonna try this again. I don't want to lose a life here. Yes, I believe in you. Can't make out your face anymore? Jeepers. Turned 30 almost a full year ago. I definitely feel old, says Jordan. I feel like some people consider 30 the threshold of getting old. The threshold, if you will. And my wife, up until recently, was one of those people because she just turned 29 yesterday, actually. And it's like, oh, Sky, you're 1 year away from being 30. So I think she's like, oh, okay, well, 30 isn't that old. Imagine being 30, lol, says Ethan. You're not that far behind, Ethan. Aren't you like 27? That's not that far behind. It'll catch up to you before you know it. Ooga booga, I ready and hungry, says Soshi. Me too. I just had a snack before the stream. What's going on, Soshi? Welcome to part 2 of Yoshi Topsy Turvy. Oh no! Oh, I almost saved it. Oh, jeepers. Well, I'm not gonna save it here. Do you like the design of crafted Yoshi? I don't mind. It's a little weird that he's a little fuzzy, but he is adorable in that game, I have to say. And he does some very adorable things. Welcome to the stream, Ember. How are you? Sorry for latte. No, never need to be sorry for latte, Drip Nova. Welcome to the stream. I'm only 10 years younger than 30, says Curly. Why don't you just stop getting older, says Aurora. So die! Ohio has been so cold recently. It was 15 this morning, and at a football game 2 weeks ago, it was 9! Yeah, right now for me, it's 12 degrees out. Crafted Yoshi is nice in the actual game. He didn't warrant a smash alt, however. Oh, I agree with that, Soshi. I would have preferred like a black Yoshi or even a white Yoshi or something like that over the crafted Yoshi. I definitely feel like there were better choices. It's not like I hate it, it's just, I don't know, I do feel that there were better choices. Okay. Okay. Extra life. Kind of feeling like I'm gonna need that. Okay, let's get these coins too. Bada bing! Yes, return of Black Yoshi, please! Says Drip Nova. Heck yeah, we did it! Let's go. I've seen the Google homepage. They still count your birthdays even after death. So truly, what can you do to prevent getting older then? Utah's been really cold. It was dry until last night, says Curly. We've gotten a decent amount of snow here recently. Jeff, how's Brothership going? Oh, I'm having a blast with it. Yeah, having a blast. I'm only like 10 or 15 hours into the game right now, but can't wait to play more of it when I get a chance. Loving that. Loving that game. Being class president is hecka stressful. I had to go to a special event because my school built a new chapel, and the bishop was there. Not Catholic. You don't know how big that is. Think the mayor. Yeah, well, it does sound like it's quite the undertaking. See, you don't just get the power, you actually have to wield the power, Solar Flare. El Guapo Dad, I'm sorry, I missed your first page. Let me go back. Jeff wakes up and gets ready to start some progress on the new video, but wants to make sure the audio didn't have Yoshi sound so that his viewers aren't suspicious. This is on December the 21st. The 21st? So 8 days in the future. Page 2. Meanwhile, Yoshi is getting ready to do the Spirits Harder challenges and hopes the others come back before Christmas is over. Meanwhile, Jeff is playing Yoshi games with the Yoshis. I am down for more Yoshi games. Is Brothership good? I heard mixed reviews. Mixed reviews I have also heard. I'm gonna go ahead and say that it's not as bad as a lot of people are saying it is. I think if you tried the game out for yourself, I think you'd find a heck of a lot to enjoy. There's a heck of a lot of charm. And the combat's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying the story so far. People complain about the dialogue and the slow pacing, and I don't really mind either of those things. For one, like, I'm playing the game, like, maybe for an hour every couple of nights, so I really don't mind the slow pacing that much. Mostly just because I'm like, okay, what happened? What am I doing? But that's kind of a me problem. I get that, you know, the slower pace might get to some people. And what else are people saying about the game negatively? Oh, jeepers. I feel like people are also putting down the characters and the dialogue. I don't really see that complaint, but, you know, to each their own, I suppose. I really like the game, and I think that you'd have fun if you like the other Mario and Luigi RPGs. That said, I'm not to the point where I can really make a solid, definitive opinion on the game just yet. As far as, like, where I would rank it compared to the others, but I gotta say, having a lot of fun. When IGN gave it a bad review, I was like, that just means it's good. Yeah, right? 5 out of 10, too much water. I'm missing some comments, I'm sorry. Yoshi and Kirby would make a good crossover in a game, says Ember. And Curly disagrees. I gotta say, I wouldn't mind that. Like, have a nice friendly eating competition. That would be a fun game. This is coming from a guy who really liked Paper Jam, so I think I'll like it, says Solar Flare. I'm sure you probably will. Like, if you liked what I would consider the black sheep of the Mario and Luigi games, then I'm sure you'll enjoy Brothership. No, please! Hi, Jeff. Do you get AdSense in your videos? I'm monetized. If that's what you're wondering. Welcome to the stream, Chris. How are you, my friend? Paper Jam was fun, Solar Flare. Yoshi and Galaxy 2, Speedy Gonzalez, Glowy Boy, and the creators barely disguised. Yeah, true. Absolutely true. Hey, welcome to the stream, Brain Pick. Page 3. Jeff then decides to go to the store, but the Yoshis want to come with him, but Jeff wants to make sure the Yoshis are safe, so he doesn't really know what to do. So he thinks of what to do. I should come up with an idea. I will have someone else go to the store for me. Yeah, that's my idea. Remember when IGN praised Yoshi's Woolly World a lot and still gave it a 7.4 out of 10? To be honest, I don't really listen to IGN's reviews at all. The only reason I knew about this IGN review with the 5 out of 10 was just because it caused a lot of outrage online, to be honest with you. That's the only reason I knew about that. Come on now, get me up there, get me up there. No, please! You know what? Let's continue. I only missed like one bad guy and like 5 coins. Let's see if I can still get the gold medal. I doubt it. If Wario World was a 7.4, then I'm sure Brothership is just fine. Oh, Woolly World, I thought... Wario World, wow. Yeah, Brothership is good. I like it. Well, you know... Yeah, you know what? I think I would go as far as to say Brothership is good. Like, normally I try to grant that these things are subjective, very subjective in nature, so... I try to grant that, like, I like it instead of it is good, objectively speaking. I subjectively find that it's good, but, you know, I think that it's a well-crafted game. I'd go so far as to say it's good. Who won Game of the Year? I knew Game Awards was recently, but I didn't hear anything about it. That would be Astrobot. Astrobot won Game of the Year. I was expecting Black Myth Wukong to win. Big Yoshi is hype. Insert that double Yoshi. Whoa-shi. What's the requirement to be monetized? Says Chris. As far as I know, they've come up with a couple of ways to get monetized now. Once you get up to 500 subscribers, you can apply for... Oh, no! Oh, jeez. I just barely met those requirements. Are you serious, Astrobot? Haven't played it, I can't judge, but... Yeah, no, I've seen a lot of good things about Astrobot. I really want to play it, but I do not have a PS5. I need to go back here. 5 out of 10, too much Mario. Sorry, Chris, I'll get back to you in just a second about the whole monetization thing. Hey, I sadly can't watch tonight, but I just wanted to pop in and say hello. Have fun gravitationsing Thanks, Kyle. I hope you have a pleasant evening. Thank you for stopping by and saying hello. Appreciate that, friend. Have heard some great stuff about Astrobot, genuinely, says Brainpick. Yeah, it seems like it's an amazing game, and I'd love to play it. But some people took IGN to heart, like, why? I'm getting Brothership for Christmas. Probably. Yeah, I hope you do, Plush, and I hope you enjoy it. Excuse me. Page 4. So Jeff decides to let Sky go to the store and plays more with the Yoshis. Meanwhile, Yoshi is struggling a bit with the challenges, but is still beating them and continues the quest. Attaboy, Yosh. Attaboy. Can't believe Brothership has... Oh, boy. So, Chris, the YouTube recently-ish implemented a new way of getting monetized, or a new requirement, I suppose. Once you get to 500 subscribers, you can do things like, I don't know if it's paid memberships, but you can, like, turn on donations and, like, that sort of thing. Like, you know, have your fans, help pay for things, I guess, like, help you financially, support you financially. There it is. But you can't gain ad revenue from your videos until you get to 1,000 subscribers. And at that point, you can apply for the YouTube Partner Program, which, well, it does have a few perks, but for the most part, the thing that everybody focuses on is just the fact that at that point, you can earn money from the ads that YouTube already plays on your videos if you get a certain number of views, I suppose. Like, for a while, before I got to YouTube Partner, YouTube would still play ads on my videos that got over a certain number of views. I don't know what the threshold is, but, you know, they would put ads on my videos, and I'm like, why not get a little money from them? So, yeah. That's pretty much the deal with YouTube Partner monetization and whatnot. I guess AdSense is an integral part of that, and I did have to apply to be or to have an AdSense account and all that, so I don't know exactly how it all works, but I just know that I am a YouTube partner and I am monetized. And it's not like I'm making bank. Don't go thinking that I'm making bank. For every 1,000 views, the going wisdom is that you'll get about $5 or $7. And obviously, I don't want to talk too much about all that. It's a little bit too into the weeds. But let's just say I find that that's generally pretty accurate. So I hope that information helps you, Chris. Can't believe Brothership. Oh yeah, I was already reading that. I heard Luigi was only controllable with the A button, and as a fan of Mario and Luigi games, it kind of upsets me, but it's kind of small potatoes, all things considered. That's only in the combat, and that's selecting like the menu options in battle that you use the A button for Luigi. Otherwise, you use the B button. Like, his battle attack prompts are all the B button. You control him in the overworld with the B button for the most part. So yeah, it's not like he only gets controlled with the A button. It's just his menu selections in battle. I prefer the older settings for Mario and Luigi games. Oh yeah, I agree. But I think there's a lot to like about Brothership. Luke says, hello Yoshi Fanatic. I just about to ask if you watched the Game Awards last night and heard who won. I did, Luke. I did watch the Game Awards last night. I didn't get to start watching it until my kids went to bed, and they were up until, like... Oh, my son finally fell asleep at, like, 10:45, so... The Game Awards was pretty much already done by the time I got to watch it, so... We started from the beginning, skipped through some of the stuff I thought seemed boring. Like, all of the, mobile, like, MiHoYo games or whatever, the gacha games and all that. Yeah, I avoided those like the plague. But, and like I skipped most of the acceptance speeches. The only one I didn't skip was the one guy, I think his name was Amir, who like helped displaced video game employees. Oh jeepers! who helped displaced video game employees find new work. He helped like 3,000 people or something like that. That was incredible. I definitely watched that. But yeah, I enjoyed the Game Awards. It seems that most people think that this year's show was actually pretty solid, so that's a nice change of pace. What's going on, Joe? Welcome to the stream. I'm looking to get Brothership soon, says Mr. Face. Yeah, I definitely encourage you to do so. I really like it, and I think that most of you guys will too. Like, there's obviously going to be some small complaints. That's kind of unavoidable. No game is perfect, I always say that. But despite those small flaws, and I do think that there's small flaws, I don't think there's anything huge that's like deal-breaking in Brothership that's really gonna put most people off so much. I honestly think it's a great time. Was the displacement from layoffs? Yes, Aurora, it was. The layoffs that the video game industry has been seeing over the last few years, I guess. I'm sure you guys know that the video game industry is not in a very solid place right now. There's a lot of mass layoffs. Nintendo is one of the only ones that's not really going under that sort of situation. Well, out of the major players, I should say. Like, your Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, like Ubisoft, EA, like all those sorts of things. Nintendo's like the only one out of the big companies that's not experiencing major layoffs and downturns in their trends, which that's awesome. But not so awesome for people who are not Nintendo fans, I guess. So, I don't know. The industry's not in a great place right now, but it is heartwarming to see people actually doing something about it. That's true for almost anyone that works in tech, and also a lot of people that don't. Yeah, for sure. My game of the year is CFB25. I don't know what that is, Solar Flare. I love the little black burb boys, says Joe. Yeah, the little raven dudes. You remember that from Yoshi's Island, yeah? Okami sequel got announced, says Luke. Yes, it did. Yes, it did, and that was awesome to see. I got so excited when I saw that. Like, I have Okami HD on my Switch, but I still haven't played it. I'd like to at some point. El Guapo Dot says, meanwhile, Bowser is getting prepared to beat Yoshi, since even with Kamek's power, he still can't beat him. And with Kamek dead after Yoshi's Crafted World, he decides to train in order to finally defeat Yoshi. It's like Bowser's long lifetime goal. Spent 400 hours in it, says Solar Flare. Yeah, what is that again? Sonia deserves to be sad. I felt so miserable after seeing Sonny on his miserable state. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Oh, is it more Breaking Bad? I feel like that's Breaking Bad. Page 6. With Bowser getting stronger, Yoshi gets closer and closer to beating his quest and reaching Bowser, while Jeff is trying to make sure no one sees the Yoshis, or they escape inside and go outside. Oh, Okami! Says Plush. Yes, Okami, not Kami. Oh, Elden Ring is also getting a sequel. I don't think it's a sequel, Brain Pick. As far as I understand it, I did see that Elden Ring is getting additional content, but I think it's like a standalone co-op sort of thing. I don't know if I would necessarily call that a sequel, but it is getting a new game. Video game console war isn't in a great spot. Yeah, I agree, Chris. Speaking of Kami, we had to read Animal Farm. I've never read that one. It's actually a multiplayer game, says Luke. Yes, it is. I did see that. Remember that time Bowser actually died in New Super Mario Bros? That's right. He got resurrected at the end of the game, but... Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm in trouble. It was pretty good. Great allegory, says Solar Flare. That's what I've heard. I've heard it was very well written. Of course, I don't know anything about it other than that. Okay. Still holds up to this day. Are there any apples over there? Any apples I should be aware of? Yes, a parachute apple. As you know, my favorite apples, parachute apples. It's a lie, I hate parachute apples. I just love saying parachute apples. Oh, come on. No. I need to apple. Okay, there we go. There we go. I hear random characters say thank you when I click on this video, says Yoshi Daffy Duck. Oh no! This is one of those trolly ones. Don't you dare come in here, Gold Ring. Oh, there's no way that yeah, I got a silver medal. Absolutely no way I got gold. Yep, silver medal, there it is. Parachute, my favorite flavor. Just look at the PS5 Pro and lack of new games according to reviewer. You know, there really aren't a lot of new exclusive PlayStation 5 games. That's something that's kept me from buying a PlayStation 5 for the last 4 years. But I will say that it feels like they're starting to really try and push us. Like, I'm a PlayStation 4 owner. My PS4 is good enough. It's got plenty of games that I can play if I want to. Oh no! I need to start again. It's got plenty of power. I think the games look great on the PS4. Obviously the PS5, they would look better, but you know, not so much that I feel like I'm really missing out. And especially for some of like the lower power games, like indie games or like the old game remakes, like, you know, there's just not a lot that I would want to play on a PS5 that really needs that kind of power. Like, if it's on the PlayStation 4, I'll play it on the PlayStation 4. That said, let's say this. Sky and I went Black Friday shopping this year. We get together with my friends every year for Black Friday shopping. This was actually our 10th year of getting together all together. Getting together all together is a little repetitive, but whatever. This was year number 10, and Sky wanted to get Pac-Man World Repack, which she didn't even know was a thing until I told her, like, I don't know, recently. And she's like, Pac-Man World? I played Pac-Man World growing up. So we looked for Pac-Man World Repack on the PlayStation 4. She wanted it on a Sony console. She grew up with Sony. So I was looking for the PS4 version in Walmart and Best Buy and all that, and I came to a realization that there are shockingly few PlayStation 4 games on the shelves anymore. There's very few, and Pac-Man World Repack was certainly not among the games that were on the store shelves, which sucked. So we had to buy it online, and weirdly enough, it came at a premium. Like, we could have gotten the PlayStation 5 version for like 20 bucks or something like that. But the PlayStation 4 version costed us $30. And that sucked. That really sucked. That's honestly kind of messed up if you ask me. But yeah, like, oh, screw it. So we ended up getting the PlayStation 4 version because, like, you know, we don't have a PlayStation 5. I wasn't gonna buy a PlayStation 5 just for Pac-Man World Repack of all things. But still, like, we had to go to Amazon to get Pac-Man World Repack. Not like I hate Amazon or anything, but I'd prefer to just pick it up in store. Anyway, I'm finding that a decent amount is, or that's the case a decent amount of the time these days. Like, I wanted to buy, what was it, Sonic X Shadow Generations, because I don't have Sonic Generations, and I wanted to try it, but, like, and I don't want to get it on the Switch, because I feel like it'll perform a lot better on a Sony console. But again, like, I could not find a PlayStation 4 version. And, yeah, the PlayStation 5 version was abundant. Oh, it's the ball. Of course it's the ball. Oh no! Jeepers! I can't die here. What the heck? I swear I hit those coins. Oh, jeez. I jumped up and killed that guy. Oh, boy. That wasn't good. Sonic X Shadow. Or you can just mod your PS4 and be a pirate, says Chris. No, I am not a pirate for games that you can buy, in modern time and not use. Like, you can buy new copies. Like, you still can buy new copies of some of these games. They're just not in the retail stores, for the most part. Went to make myself a tea real quick. Nice. Ethan says, Jeff, you have lovely hair. Yeah, the last time you saw me, Ethan, was quite a while ago, and I did not have this length of hair. Ethan, are you and the guys still, playing League of Legends together? Sony, games? What about a PS5 Pro instead? Yeah, who needs games when you've got a PlayStation 5 Pro? Honestly now, guys, it's just silly. If this game looks better than DK Country ports, in my opinion, says Yoshi Daffy Duck, I'd have to go back and play those again. I haven't played those in quite a while. I hear oh, sorry, I should have told you, Yoshi Daffy Duck, it's the Egglings that are saying, thank you when I rescue them. Also, it turns out that weird cat game that was at the Game Awards, it turns out it was an AI-generated game where the cats were AI-generated. I thought it looked a little weird. This game is so cute, says Plush. Yes, it is. I do like this game a lot. Page... Reconnection successful, I guess? Man, my internet is not enjoying this tonight. The craziest thing just happened to me. I actually found one of Santa's elves somewhere. The story was too big and epic, so I'll save it for Christmas. Whoa, Blue's cat. Can't wait to hear that. Sonic X Shadow is fun, says Blue's cat. I want to try it at some point. So the year is 2006. My parents went to get a Wii for them, but the future kids... They only had my oldest brother at the time, age 1, but when the Wii launched, it was sold out everywhere. Yeah, that checks out. That's exactly how it was at the time. So they wait a few weeks. Eventually, a coworker of my dad's... Your dad's husband? Excuse me? Manages a GameStop 5 miles away from the hood. Like, really bad area. So my dad goes there before it opens. 5 o'clock in the morning. Jeepers. He goes in, there's like six Wiis. He's the fifth to get one. There's huge lines outside who didn't get a Wii and are angry. All of a sudden, a huge burly African American, not trying to be racist, but they're stereotypes. So my dad is scared. It's dark. This guy could beat him up. No, a coworker of my dad. Her husband. Oh, I completely misread that. Oh, okay. Okay. Jeepers, that does sound scary. Jeff, you died for a sec. Yeah, I saw that. Jordan says, I have to say I do not find this game visually appealing at all, especially compared to a game like Yoshi's Island. Yeah, I was saying that in the last stream. Like, this game is supposed to kind of look like that Yoshi Story demo that the Game Boy Advance had back in the day. Like, there was this demo on the Game Boy Advance of Yoshi's Story playing on it. And it was a very impressive demo, but at the same time, it left some to be desired. It was clearly a demo, and it wasn't like, I don't know. It wasn't something that you'd want a whole game to look like, I guess. And they definitely improved on it with this game, but this definitely harkens back to that. Like, it's got the faux 3D looking sort of character models. He's stiff. But it's not like I hate how the game looks. Like, it's Yoshi. Of course, it's got some charm. But when you've got, on the Game Boy itself, or on the Game Boy Advance itself, mind you, a version of Yoshi's Island that looks very serviceable, I will say. Not as good as the SNES original, obviously, but still serviceable. When you've got a copy of Yoshi's Island on the Game Boy Advance to compare this against, what am I, Canadian? Against. When you've got a version of Yoshi's Island on the Game Boy Advance to compare this against, it really doesn't hold up. Oh hey, it's Yoshi's Universal Gravitation, says Meta Ridley. Welcome to the stream, Ridley. Taking a break from hunting Samus down? How are you doing? Welcome to part 2 of Yoshi's Universal Gravitation / Yoshi Topsy Turvy. How are you, friend? 100%, it feels like there's no reason to make a game that looks this bad. I mean, I will say that there are some games on the Game Boy Advance that look worse. You ever play The Hobbit on the Game Boy Advance? That game looks like trash. I thought. But yeah, this game's problems definitely extend further than the graphic style. I think it's serviceable. I don't think it's amazing or anything, but I think it's serviceable enough to the point where I'm not too upset about it. The word Yoshi wasn't originally in my username, says Yoshi Daffy Duck. Did you add it just for me? That's so sweet. I think Jordan's a hater. Oh, I think that Jordan just has an appreciation for very good-looking games. Like Yoshi's Island, for example. And there's nothing wrong with that. Are you talking about Stray, the cat game? Says Chris. No. That's an actually good game that came out at the Game Award, or that was revealed at the Game Awards a few years ago. There's this weird looking cat game that was shown off at the Game Awards, more like a cinematic trailer more than anything, but it looks awful. Oh no! It looks awful. Like, when Sky and I were watching the Game Awards, watching the cats kind of like, you know, jump around and doing cat things, it's like, we just thought it was weird. Like, normally we think cats are very cute, but these ones, there was something off about them. And now that someone told me that they were AI generated, that explains everything. Woo! I am a bit of a hater, but I stand by my opinion. If they can port Yoshi's Island and make it look that good, says Jordan. Yeah, I get your point. I don't think this game looks that bad, but it certainly doesn't look anywhere near as good as Yoshi's Island. I might be a little biased towards this game, admittedly. This was a huge part of my childhood. Yoshi's Wibble Wobble. Catly? This is Meta Ridley. Was that the name of it? You know, if it being an AI generated game, I wouldn't be surprised if they copped out and called it Catly. No! No! Gotta try again. Hey, that's the techno future we're living in. Luke, I don't enjoy that future. I don't enjoy it. Also, the game is somehow coming to the Switch. And weirdly, it like popped up on the end card of that screen. Like, it was showing like Steam at first, I think. And then all of a sudden it just like Nintendo Switch. I'm like, oh, okay. No! Catly's apparently facing scam and AI allegations. Huh. I did see people on Twitter making fun of Catly. Yeah, it was just off-putting more than anything. iCarly. I remember that show. I enjoyed that show. I especially liked Fred. iCatly. Can you pet the burbs, please? They are lovely little guys, says Joe. The only way that I can pet them in this game is by stomping on their heads and killing them, so I don't think I should do that, no. Plus, it's kind of in my best interest right now not to kill my enemies. Only because it would give me a gold medal. Came back! Welcome back, Face! Mr. Face! Whee! No! I need the coins. iCarly was such a good show. I'm sure it had a smooth production and a great behind-the-scenes atmosphere. I think that's what I liked about it, was the behind-the-scenes atmosphere. Like, I don't think that I realized that I like the idea of production as much as I do until I got into, like, making a YouTube channel and, you know, live streaming and all that sort of thing. I have a lot of fun with this production stuff. Like, obviously nothing like huge scale or anything. I'm not putting on theater or anything, but I still enjoy it. Oh, yeah, you know what? It's fine. This is fine. This is probably fine. It's fine. So what's the lore of how the world just tilts at your control, eh? This is Doppel. Actually, there is an explanation for it, though it's not exactly, like, super engaging, I suppose. The idea is that Yoshi's world got turned into a storybook because Bowser was going on a rampage on Yoshi's Island, and the spirit Hongo turned the entire thing into a storybook to capture Bowser. But Yoshi was here and also got captured. So the deal is, if Yoshi gets to the end of the book and is able to put Bowser away, then then Hongo, the great spirit who captured Bowser or whatever, will let Yoshi's Island out of the book. And jeepers! There's this one spirit who gives Yoshi the power of controlling gravity of this world. Presumably just tilting the storybook that they're in, or the pop-up book that they're in, back and forth. He gave him that power over gravity right before the game started. Jeff, do you sleep with socks on? I sleep with very little clothing on, Justin. I.e., no, I do not to bed. Remember Kirby Tilt and Tumble? I do remember that, Jordan, though I did not play that one. I am familiar with it. And I believe it came to the Switch NSO? I think, which is pretty awesome, not gonna lie. Hey, you asked, Solar Flare. Yeah, let's just power boost through that guy. Power boost? Iframe boost? I don't know, what would you call that? He sleeps with a Yoshi costume on. Page 9, Jeff plays some Smash Bros with the Yoshis. After that, Jeff eats some food, sees the Discord, then finds out that his new island vid got up to 15,000 views, then decides to sleep for the day. It's gonna take that video a while to get to 15,000 views. Yeah, it got up to 10,000 views in the first 2 weeks, but it slowed down pretty substantially at this point. Damage boost, that's what it is. Thanks, Aurora. Let's go! It did come to the Switch NSO with gyro tilting. That's so cool. Do I sleep with a Yoshi onesie on? I don't own a Yoshi onesie. I will say, it's hard enough to even find men's clothing with Yoshi on it. Like, the two shirts that I have, well, one of the shirts that I have that has Yoshi on it, I ordered myself on Amazon. And then the other Yoshi shirt that I have, I got as a gift, and I believe that also came from Amazon. It's very hard to find men's clothing with Yoshi on it. Buying you one now, says Ethan. Let's go. I don't like the feeling of my feet being exposed to the outside world. They're not exposed to the outside world if they're under your blankets. You do sleep with clothes on, right? Says Plush. All you need to know is yes, but very little clothing. The Yoshi Fanatic doesn't even own a Yoshi onesie? Something's fishy here. Yeah, he's a sham! How can you trust Yoshi with the ability to tilt the book world? I feel like he doesn't have any experience with that. Yeah, that's true. I mean, that, in fairness, that spirit that gave him the power is a silly little doof. What's the Bowser icon for between 4 and 5? That was the mini-boss. And it wasn't Bowser, spoiler alert. It was like a cardboard cutout of Bowser. And it was controlled by that silly little doof spirit that gave me the power in the first place. He was like teasing me, and then Yoshi got mad. You see, Jeff is Yoshi. Is he a fraud? A phony? Anyone ever sleep with no clothes? No. That I cannot do. Alright, moving on. Spooky. Who's there? I see. Are you really that interested in knowing more about me? Really? Well, I love scary things. Working on my exposing video right now. I'm the spirit who loves all things scary. You want to know what to do to get past me? Bring me 10 happiness medals. So, what scary game should we play? I put a spooky thing on the screen. I'm not sure there are people that sleep without clothes. I'm not sure they'll just say it though. Oh, I'm sure there are people that sleep without clothes. I'm not sure they'll just say it though. True. Goodness, I love this music track. You don't own Yoshi lingerie? No. No, I don't. Piglet's gig game? Five Nights at Freddy's, says Luke. What? So confused. Always sleep with no clothes in case of intruders. Oh, that's so great. Okay, so this guy's missions boil down to putting a thing on the screen that damages you. And also, it's auto-scrolling, which I don't think I appreciate. Also, I missed some coins. I gotta start again. Yep. 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 Get me up there. Coiny coinies. I need those coiny coinies. Mario sleeps in his underwear, I guess. Does he? How do you know this? Oh no! I missed more coins! Probably my favorite music track in the entire game. That's fair. Yoshi lingerie actually exists, but what in the hey? Meta Ridley, I don't know that I would have gone searching for that, but yay that we know that now, I guess. Huh. Heh. Who exactly does that appeal to? Come on, get me up there! Ah, gotta try again. Coinus! I'm sorry, what? It exists? Says Solar Flare. Yeah, that's my general sentiment right now. If I know it exists, I won't be the only one. Well, okay, yeah, that's fair. I can't imagine being the only one to know, to be burdened with that knowledge. Burdened with that curse of knowledge. No, it does exist, says Solar Flare. I looked it up. I don't know that you should admit to that, Solar Flare. Okay, so if you... Oh, come on! Give me these coins. You know, I will say, there was one viewer last week who made a very interesting point that pretty much anytime the coin, the spirit who loves money, anytime he shows up in one of these double missions, his music tends to overtake the others. Not this time. Not when there's a spooky thing on the screen, apparently. Oh no! Oh, I screwed up. I screwed up. I have an anonymous browser, says Solar Flare. They're not truly anonymous unless you have a VPN, you know that. I can't believe it's not Topsy. Well, I can. How are you, J-Dog? Welcome to the stream, my friend. How are you? Spooky whoopsie, says Brainpick. Oh, that's perfect. For a Yoshi game, that description, perfect. Can't be too scary for the kiddies. Uh-oh. 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 I suck! I stink! Alright, I'm taking a break from the story for a little while. BRB in about 30 minutes. Okay, bye-bye, says El Guapo Dot. Okie doke. It's just a thing we search for out of curiosity. Nothing nefarious. Oh dear. Saw a Yoshi mug at a discount store, says Yoshi Daffy Duck. That's awesome. I would have been very tempted to pick it up. I do not have a Yoshi mug. I do have a cup with Yoshi on it. Sky got me... No. Did Sky get me that one? I think my parents got me that one. It's like the character art of Yoshi in Super Mario Galaxy 2. Dang it, dude! Oh wait, how many coins did I miss? Coinies! Oh no. No, no. What? Ow, okay. Don't do me like this. Okay, this is quite challenging. Yep. Ah, coinies! Owies. Alright, I'm out of here. Can't be too scary for the kiddies, he says as he runs from a darn grinder while spooky music plays in the background. I mean, yeah. Yeah. In fairness, that's not all that scary. It's just like, it's a grinder. It's like a meat grinder or whatever. Just on the one side of the screen, and it never comes to anything other than that. Reminds me of the Jaws theme, says Aurora. I think it's actually, like, I think it's quite similar to the Jaws theme. You're definitely not the only one who said that, at least. Like, when I streamed this game 5 years ago, Sky made that point on stream. She was like, it sounds like Jaws. I'm like, yeah, you're right, it does. And I'm like, no. Jaws music sounds like the spooky, or the spirit who loves spooky things from Yoshi Topsy Turvy. Jaws is the ripoff! And then you look at the publication year and it turns out Jeff is just full of it. Okay, yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Meow. Meow. Do. I will get back to some of the comments I missed shortly. I'm sorry, guys. These auto-scrollers, man. They're no joke. Okay, good. Okay. Success? Question mark? Success! Exclamation point. Yep. Alright, let's go. Insta-kill spikies, not today! Not today! Not today! Not today! Okay, that should do it. Let's go! Spirit of Money, what is this, a Christmas Carol? Watched the Jim Carrey one with my Gram today. She legit said out of all the ones she's seen, that this was one of the best adaptations. I agree. I mean, I gotta say, Jim Carrey is a great, actor. Hi, my caps key is stuck down, says Joe. Welcome to the stream, Joe. I hope you can get that thing unstuck. The creator of the walkie-talkie needs to make the name for more items. Imagine how amazing the world would be with the Bumpy Stumpy. Ugliest animation I've ever seen. Try to dumb down a classic, says Solar Flare. I'm sorry, but the Jim Carrey Christmas Carol is horrible. I won't hear otherwise. Pretty terrifying when you're being chased by a paper grinder. I mean, I suppose, but I don't know. Can't there be scarier things from the spirit who loves scary things? Comments? Bro, tilt when you jump, you protractor melting nutcase. Yeah, I got it. Why is French laundry so expensive? Or so offensive? I don't know. Sorry, there's a lot of comments. If I missed a comment you really want me to read, please kindly repost it. What would you say is your favorite piece of obscure Yoshi trivia, Jeff? My favorite piece of Yoshi obscure trivia? I mean, y'all know that my favorite obscure Yoshi thing is how Yoshi asexually reproduces in the minigame in Game & Watch Gallery 2, Chef. That's probably my favorite obscure thing. My favorite obscure media, non-video game media for Yoshi is the Japanese Super Mario World telephone game, exclusive to Japan. That's pretty cool. But as far as Yoshi trivia is concerned, I guess I don't know a ton of like straight up Yoshi trivia, other than like his full name is T. Yoshi Sora Munchakoopas. I don't know, how's that for some obscure stuff? The caps lock hath been fixed, for I just had to take the caps lock key off and put it back on. There you go. Still see your shadows in my room. What? My favorite obscure Yoshi trivia is that Yoshi could have stopped 9/11, but he decided not to. That sounds legit. From now on, my life will be a Hallmark movie. Fun fact, Yoshi is a dinosaur. Are we sure about that, J-Dog? Yeah, no, he is. He knows the name. He is the Fanatic! Says Meta Ridley. Well, I mean, yeah. Yeah, I know the name. Truth be told, I should probably, like, look up some Yoshi trivia just so I have some more interesting things to know for Yoshi trivia. Because I feel like T. Yoshi Sora Munchakoopas is actually pretty common knowledge. I heard Kermit caused 9/11 and Give explained that. How did Yoshi do it? What? Yoshi fact, Yoshi's prototype was in the game Devil Worlds. Whoa. That I'm not familiar with. Bring me 30 coins, defeat 4 enemies or more and you're out. How about the fact that Shigeru Miyamoto wanted to include Yoshi as far back as the original Super Mario Bros. Oh no. This could end poorly for me. Okay, no, this is fine. Who is Rose Lady, says Drip Nova Productions. That is the spirit, Spirit of Kindness, that's what it was. The Spirit of Kindness. She doesn't want you to kill any enemies. That's right, do not kill any enemies. You're limited to 3 before you fail the mission. Eh. Did you guys know that Yoshi is sometimes green? Whoa, I had no idea. I had no idea. My eyes betray me. I see not a green Yoshi, but I don't know. Not quite Yoshi, but a prototype Yoshi, says Chris. Interesting. Dylan says, I knew that fact. I didn't! Technical limitations cause... Oh, sorry, the Yoshi thing in Super Mario Bros. Technical limitations caused Yoshi delayed debut until Super Mario World. Yes, that is absolutely correct. Welcome to the stream, Dylan. I'm kind of glad that it did, though, because, I'll be honest, like, that prototype Yoshi in Super Mario Bros, like, artwork is a little silly looking, I have to say. So, I'm glad that they, waited until Super Mario World, whether it was because of technical restrictions or not. It got him to be his very cute design. I'm very happy with that. Tamagon is Proto Yoshi? I've begun work on an analog horror project, says Joe. What is it? I'm curious. She's a kind soul, says Drip Nova. And she's mean to me, though. Jeff, let's have an engaging conversation that piques my interest. What do you propose exactly, Solar Flare? I love this juxtaposition, by the way. The spirit who loves all things scary and the spirit who loves all things cute. Like, I put a spooky thing on the screen. Collect 7 apples and be a hero to the Eggling! Love that juxtaposition. I don't know, I'm tired, Solar Flare. I'm sorry to hear that. All I'll say is that it's called the Lunar Biology Institute tapes. For more info, go watch it. I'm not giving you free spoilers, Jeff. Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, what's the thing? Eat apples and run away from scary grinder thing. Got it. Understood! I get it! I got it! I'll do it. Ah! Owies! Owies. Oh, owies. So many spikies. Ow! Yeah. Okay. I did not appreciate that all that much. Oh yeah, I can kill these little guys. I'm not trying to appease the spirit of kindness at this point. I don't have to worry about that. Oh, jeepers. Thank you. Squeaky. Giant Shy Guys. Why are there giant Shy Guys in almost every Yoshi game? Why is that such a staple? Can you really consider this to be a double mission? There aren't two objectives. I guess there kind of are. Like, you know, don't die is one objective. Although I suppose that you can't really get past the level unless you don't die. So it's not like you can fail that objective. Juxtaposition sounds oddly similar to my legal name. Juxtaposition is just another, just a fancy word for saying two things put next to each other. Or like in close proximity or that sort of thing. I think juxtapose means like directly next to. Some are small, some are big. You aren't wrong. You are not wrong. Parachute apple! My absolute favorite apples. No! Don't want the bowling ball rock to leave my presence. It is the one thing keeping me safe currently. Okay! Well, that could have gone a little better. Just in position. Yoshi's Island was supposed to be the 5th game in the main Super Mario Bros. Series, but people don't seem to know that. It's actually Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, says Dylan. I do know that. Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, even though it technically takes place in the past, it is a prequel. Honestly, I don't, other than marketing purposes, I'm not sure why they called it Super Mario World 2. Because the 2 would make you think it's a sequel. And it is not. Yeah, no, it's not. It is interesting though. It technically is a member of both the Super Mario line and the Yoshi series. In the same way that Wario Land on the Game Boy is called Super Mario Land 3. Oh, I hate this one. This is about as trolly as you can get. Ugh! Please stop! Please stop! What? How did I dodge that? Okay. Alright. Hey, thank you for subscribing, Dylan. I think I'm gonna clock out. And E-Man, thank you for subscribing. EB Beginnings was made before, though, says Drip Nova. Well, Plush, thank you very much for tuning into the stream. Hope you had fun. Hope to see you next time, friend. Jeff, have you heard of a Boisvert? It's spelled Boisvert. It's with bois sound and ver sound at the end. Pretty sure it's French. I don't know. Luke says, which is why Earthbound Beginnings wasn't called Earthbound 2, or why nobody calls Mother 3 Earthbound 2. Jeff, do you know the difference between a dash, an EM dash, and an N dash? No. Those just sound like random words to me. Wow. The end is like bear, but with V instead of B. Ver. Wario Land felt nothing like the Super Mario Land games. At least Yoshi's Island featured Mario, even though he was in baby form. Mario made no appearances in Wario Land that I know of. Fair point. Though I'd also argue that Yoshi's Island has very little in common with, or mechanically speaking, and even settings-wise, with Super Mario World. So the only thing that brings it that Mario sort of title is the fact that, well, Baby Mario is present, but like you pointed out, he's not like the main character or anything. The Japanese title is just Super Mario Yoshi's Island. Ooh, that's interesting. Oh, it's the motorboat, Yoshi. Water jumping. As a Yoshi boat, you can glide along the water surface. Press the A button to jump. Talk about handy. Whee! Well, not a big fan of these. I feel like the coins are starting to get more stringent at this point, so kind of can't be screwing it up too much. That might do it, but I feel like 70 is the cutoff. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. I missed just one coin that I shouldn't have missed. The final boss is the new Donkey Kong game. Is Mario in the new Donkey Kong game is Mario? That'd be interesting. Never mind the spelling. It's an analog psychological horror indie channel with both 2D and live action at some points. Huh. Doesn't exactly sound like my cup of tea, but yeah, you do you, you know? Oh, sorry. Oh, that I know of. Yeah, Mario didn't make any appearances in Wario Land that you know of. Yeah, that's fair. I never played Wario Land. I'd like to at some point. Honestly, Wario Land is on my list of games that I would like to stream at some point. Super Mario Yoshi Island. Yep. Yeah, that checks out. What is this game about? Says Stars in Night. This game is about Yoshi's Island being turned into a storybook, a pop-up book, and Yoshi trying to free his home from the confines of the pages of the book. And using gravity mechanics to do it! Ah! Ah! Welcome to the stream. Hey, the Yoshi Fanatic, a bit late here, says DV. Welcome to the stream, DV. No need to worry about being a little late. Better late than never. How are you, my friend? Welcome to the stream. I don't like this! Oh! Oh! This is definitely the trolley thing I was thinking of earlier in the playthrough. It translates to Super Mario Yoshi Irando, says Chris. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much how you pronounce it. That would be the Japanese English spelling of it. Wow! The Romanized version of it. There you go. Romanized version of the katakana characters for the Japanese name of Yoshi's Island. Super Mario Yoshi's Islando. I'm glad to hear you're doing good, DV. Have you ever played a hat? Have you ever playing a hat for the first time and fell in love with it? Have I ever played a game for the first time and fell in love with it? I'm assuming is what you're saying. I mean, I'm sure I have. I can't really think of any instances that come to mind at the moment, but I guess Mario World, when I was very young, definitely comes to mind. That game is still either my second favorite or my first favorite 2D Mario game to this day. It's definitely a game that I hold in very high regard. And I'm sure that when I first saw it, first played it, it absolutely captured my attention. Modern day equivalent? I guess Yoshi's Woolly World. Let's go. Romanji. Or Romaji? Romaji. I meant, have you played a game for the first time and fell in love with it? Says Stars in the Night. That's what I figured. Yeah, there's certainly instances where I have. Yoshi's Woolly World is probably the game that I'm thinking of in the... Well, that game came out 9 years ago at this point, so that's not even all that modern. I'll say yes. Yes, there are definitely games that I fell in love with right away. And usually it boils down to the Mario games, or Zelda, or Metroid Dread. I loved that right away. Holy cow, that was awesome. How many coins am I supposed to catch? Well, apparently I did it. Yoshi's Woolly World probably most similar to Island. Oh, absolutely. And that's gonna be a tough comparison when I make that video. Yoshi's Island versus Yoshi's Woolly World. That's gonna be tough. What costume do you main in Mario Odyssey? Mario 64. Absolutely Mario 64. Close second is the Donkey Kong Mario costume. Like, not Diddy Kong or whatever, but like his red overalls or orangish overalls with the blue shirt. Super Mario is in the title, so it's technically a Super Mario game, says Aurora. Yeah, but again, I bring up the point of Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3. You know, technically I'd say it can be considered both a Wario game and a Mario game. Same thing for Yoshi's Island. What games have you played that are not made by Nintendo? Oh, plenty. For one, I have this whole stack of PlayStation 4 games over here. I don't know if I want to bother getting them out right now, but I have a lot of them. The Uncharted games, Tomb Raider games, Ratchet and Clank, Ghost of Tsushima, that was a good one. Spyro, love Spyro. Crash Bandicoot, a lot of fun. Gravity Rush, those were fun. Let's see, I didn't play Kingdom Hearts, but I have it. Lots of indie games too. Shovel Knight, Hollow Knight, Celeste. Celeste is an absolute favorite. There's a lot of non-Nintendo games that I've played. I don't know who came up with the USA commercial for the original Yoshi's Island, but they needed serious help. Yeah, absolutely agreed. What were they thinking? Does Sky prefer Pac-Man himself or the Ghost? I don't know. I'll have to ask her. That's a good question. Mario and Wario should have teamed up like what we had with Mega Man and Bass. Different franchise, but you get my point. That could have been interesting. We can always hold out hope, right? There is the puzzle game Mario and Wario, right? I mean, obviously not the same idea. So I gotta go fast here. US commercials were just messed up in the 90s. Yeah, you got... Anybody ever see the Yoshi Story commercials? Where, like, the guys were whipping their, like, elastic tongues all over the room and, like, breaking stuff. And the one guy, like, says, not bad, but you gotta work on your aim. And then, like, all of a sudden it's Yoshi's Story, and it's like, what? 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 So, yeah, I don't really know what to think about that. It's not like... Oh, I have no idea what to say about it. Like, there's not really anything else to say about it. Is this whole game just appeasing these spirits or whatever? Says Meta Ridley. Kind of, more or less. So the idea with the progression in this game is that you're supposed to progress your way through the pages of the book to get to Bowser at the end, right? Did I miss something? Oh, I totally did. We gotta start over. Yeah, you're supposed to get through the pages of the book to get to Bowser at the end. And the only way that you're going to do that is, yes, by appeasing the spirits in this book and doing missions for them, basically. Kind of proving your worth as a hero. Which, for some of these guys, it's a little bit questionable, like running away from a sharp thing or you know, getting money. Like, these seem like questionable things for a hero to be judged based upon. But, hey, it's what they decide to judge my merits on. Guess I'm not gonna complain too much. Commercials are supposed to give kids intrusive thoughts, says Aurora. Yeah, they're not supposed to be a display of what the game's about. No, no, no. The goal is to at least be stuck in your head. Like, how many of us that are over the age of 20, I guess, remember the commercials that went zoom, zoom, zoom? But does anybody actually remember what they were for? I don't. Wonder what that fat dude's opinion on Yoshi's Island is. With this guy? Least obvious display of these advertisements. Yeah, remember the food commercial? I think that's the one that, oh, who was it? Mr. Face, yeah, that's the one that, Mr. Face, mentioned. Wonder what, sorry. AutoZone. Was that what the Zoom Zoom commercial is for? AutoZone? Ethan says, good night, Jeff. It's been fun, friend. It's been a lot of fun having you, Ethan. I miss you. I'll have to get on Discord and chat with you and the guys at some point. Miss you all. Take care, Ethan. Nice chatting with you. Hope you had fun. I hope you have a good night, friend. Get in the zone. AutoZone. This is the only AutoZone commercial that I remember. So what am I missing here? It's got to be something in the in that ball or in the wrecking ball room. I'm gonna wreck it. Owies. That dude in the food commercial. Yeah, right? I don't... Oh, oh, yeah. What's his opinion on Yoshi's Island? Gotcha. I thought you were talking about the hero, the spirit who loves strength or whatever. Power, whatever, I don't know. Oh, I see. I see what I'm supposed to do here. Up and around. Up and around we go. Question marks? Yeah, I'm gonna run out of time. I'd better try again. So that check mark just signifies that I got through the level, but I failed the challenge. Oh, that could have been good. Chia. Yeah, I remember that one. Chia pets. At least we remember what that's for, though, because, like, the name is right in the slogan. That rock ball looks terrifying. I guess. It kind of just looks like a bowling ball to me. Makes me want to go bowling. We might take JJ bowling for his 5th birthday. Like, he's not really old enough to, you know, be very good at bowling yet. Owies. Let's just start over. But you can't always, like, put up the ramp for them to use. And, like, the guards. The gutter guards or whatever they're called. I don't know what they actually call them. But those things that keep your ball from going in the gutter. We'll definitely be putting those up. I look forward to it. I don't get to go bowling very much. I'm not very good at it, but I enjoy it. Oh my, I remember seeing Chia commercials all the time, says DV. Where'd he go? That's fine. It's fine probably to just miss at least one. We gotta keep going. Chia evolved from when it first came out. I do remember the commercials, says Dylan. Great. I feel like I'm not the only old one here now. Because those commercials are pretty old. Okay, I want to make sure that I get this time. And I'm doing a great job of that. Oh, I missed one! I don't know if I have time for this. Well, I got him. Let's go. Bumpers. That's what my mama called them anyway. Oh yeah, bumpers. That's another name for them. I feel like gutter guards is a good name for them, though. It's another very apt terminology. Oh boy. Okay, yeah, I gotta restart. I'm not doing this fast enough. Wouldn't say they're that old, says DV. Aren't they from, like, the early 2000s? Or are they more recent than that? Yeah, I really gotta pick up the pace here. You can see that these levels are starting to get much more stringent, much more difficult. Jeepers. Yeah, about the early 2000s. Yeah, friend, the early 2000s were 20 years ago. Not to make you feel old or anything, but, well, I was a 90s kid, so I'm definitely old. I don't know if I can even say that I was a 90s kid. Like, by the time the 2000s rolled around, I was 5. I was born in 94, so, like, I was 5 at the turn of the century, the turn of the millennium. So I don't know if I can actually say that I was a 90s kid so much as a 90s toddler. Does that count? I don't know. I miss the early 2000s, says Mr. Face. Me too. Me too. Though I don't miss the internet being hot dookie. Jeff was a 90s baby. There you go, 90s baby. That's a pretty good terminology for it. You spin my head right round, right round. Oh no. Oh, I'm screwing it up. Jeez, this level's tough. Wasn't there a candy that turned the kids' heads into the fruit? Yeah, there was. What was it? I feel like it wasn't a candy. I feel like it was a chewing gum. It was like, oh, what was it? Yeah, it was definitely a chewing gum, and I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember the name of it. Oh boy. Yeah, that's right, Chris. You know what I'm talking about. It's absolutely not Gushers. I know that. Gosh, what was that, like, fruit-flavored gum brand? I don't remember. Anybody remember? Because I think that's what Aurora, I think that's what Aurora's talking about. Someone made a Chia Kirby amiibo. Oh, that's awesome. There we go. That's what we're talking about. Oh, come on. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is really bad. Jeez. At least I got the silver medal. Why wasn't Yoshi in the Mario movie? Says Stars and Night. The way that the producers justified it is they had a lot of things to fit into an hour-and-a-half long movie, and there were some things that just didn't make the cut. But Yoshi was technically in the end credits scene. I mean, he was in the Yoshi egg and he hatched at the end, though we never actually saw Yoshi. It seems that they are saving that for the second movie, and I will be very upset if he is not in the second movie either. But that end credit scene leads me to think that he'll be very prominent in the second movie. It's either that or we'll just get him in another Yoshi Stampede scene. Does anybody remember what that gum or that gum brand was? The one that in the commercials made the kids' heads turn into fruit. I know what it is. I don't remember the name of it. Welcome to the stream, JP. I will get to your comments shortly. I just gotta focus here for a sec. There we go. Oh, boo. Whatever. Hubba Bubba, that's what it was. That's what it was. Thanks, Jordan. I knew I could count on you, friend. Come on. Yeah. No. Yes? Question mark? Let's see. Yoshi was said to not be in because there were too many characters and plots to focus on, says JP. Yeah, that's why the producers, well, that's the reason the producers gave. I don't know if I 100% buy that, but it kind of makes sense. I'll say that they could have made the movie like a half hour longer, but you know, maybe that would have ruined the pacing. I don't know. The pacing was already pretty not great. So maybe adding Yoshi would have made it even worse. I don't know. But I really am hoping that Yoshi gets a solid appearance in the second movie. Google says Fruit Gushers. I don't think it was Fruit Gushers. And now that you say that, maybe it was Fruit Gushers. But I could have sworn it was a gum. Pretty sure it's not Hubba Bubba. Yeah, now that you say that, Hubba Bubba is just the pink chewing gum. That the flavor of the bubble gum is just pink. No! I need that one. Oh, come on. Get me up there. There we go. Google AI be a lion. Hubba Bubba did have some wild commercials too, says Aurora. Yeah, to your previous point, you know, it was a thing in the 90s or early 2000s. I don't remember which. And, yeah, to your previous point, commercials were crazy back then. Jeepers, I suck! Is the backstory in Yoshi's Island non-canon in the Mario movie, or Mario just doesn't remember? Well, I've tried to reconcile that in my head before. And I don't know that there's really a way to do it. Let me read a couple. It was Gushers, says Lazy Pharaoh. Okay, thank you. I thought it wasn't Fruit Gushers, but I guess it was. That makes sense. I really wish Nintendo would work on and release Super Mario Odyssey 2 in the future, says Dylan. Yeah, or at least like DLC, I guess. Like, I'm not a huge fan of DLC, but I would have taken that. I'm back. Time to continue the story, says El Guapo Dad. Okie dokie. To be honest, the Mario movie barely had a plot. It was way too fast-paced, says DV. Yeah, but if you think about it, that kind of lines up with how the games are. Like, the games really aren't focused on story. It's all gameplay. And I have to give them credit where credit is due. They came up with a decent story for the Mario Bros. Movie. It makes sense. So, I don't know. I think they did a pretty good job. I love that in Mario movie, none of the Yoshis in that stampede were green. I wish the games did that more. I prefer there being only one green Yoshi, like how there should only be one red Toad. It says JP. I don't think the Yoshi's Island backstory is a part of the Mario movie. They've committed to the Brooklyn story. Yeah, agreed. On both accounts. I almost never pay attention to the pacing in a movie. It says Mr. Face. That's fair. But yeah, I've tried to like reconcile the Yoshi's Island story beat with the Mario movie. Like, I came up with the idea that maybe the like Mario's parents were originally denizens of the Mushroom Kingdom, and you know, found a pipe that led them to Brooklyn, and just never went back. It is worth noting that nobody was, or at least the parents weren't, like, super surprised when they saw, like, you know, the goings-on when the Mushroom Kingdom came to Brooklyn. So it's possible that they could have already been to the Mushroom Kingdom before? Again, maybe that's where they lived previously? But again, if you think about it, the Yoshi's Island story beat doesn't make a ton of sense just to begin with. Because, like... Oh my. Because we all know that babies don't come from storks. It's kind of a silly story beat to begin with. So... Like, I've also tried to reconcile that. Like, I've often tried to think, well, maybe, you know, maybe the Yoshi's Island story isn't actually about how the Mario Brothers were delivered to their parents. Maybe it was more of a kidnapping story in line with something like Yoshi's Island DS, where like the storks, or where the stork tried to help rescue the kidnapped babies. Maybe that sort of thing was, you know, more apt, not for how the Mario Bros were actually delivered. I don't know. It's tough because Nintendo themselves does not make much of an effort to have a cohesive canon or story in the Mario games, and they're never going to. Well, you know what? Never say never, but it's highly unlikely that they ever will focus on story. Certainly not over gameplay. Ugh. The newer Mario movie was more watchable than the old one from 1993. Oh yeah, that goes without saying, friend. Chris says, yeah, it was also Fruit Gusher. Scott the Woz also talked about it in one of his videos. False advertising video. Those blue pixels in the double mission text bother me. Fair. The ads where you eat Fruit Gushers, your face would turn into watermelon or something. Yeah. False advertising. What if Yoshi said, Mario, is that really you in the movie? That would be a one heck of an Easter egg. And I gotta say, like, they really put in some great Easter eggs in the Mario movie, like stuff full of them. So it honestly wouldn't be surprising. I loved all the callbacks in the movie, says Blue's Cat. Oh yeah. They were awesome. I forget how many Easter eggs they said were in the movie, but it was some ludicrous amount. And they're like, yeah, there's some that people still haven't found yet. Ugh. Oh my goodness. Getting that one is really tough. That's definitely the best part of the movie for me, says DV. Fair. Oh. And I missed another one somewhere. You're supposed to have 20 by that point. Oy. This one's tough. I'm starting to wonder if I'm actually gonna beat this game tonight. Might be a hot take, but I very much prefer the story of the Mario Brothers in Brooklyn, says Mr. Face. I do think that there's a way that you could reconcile the two story beats, but it's tough, and I think they'd be more interested in just saying that one or the other isn't canon. I feel like there are some that say that the Mario movie is not canon, but I don't know, like, considering that there really isn't a solid like official canon for the Mario games or that sort of thing anyway, like, I don't know, who's to really say, I guess. If Nintendo comes out and say, like, yes, like, this is how the Mario lore is supposed to be, then, you know, they're the ones who made the games and the movie and all that, like, they're kind of the ones that get to have the say. I'll be interested to see if that ever materializes, and if it does, where it lands. This part. There we go, there we go! Okay. Well, this part's tough. Very finicky, this. It's like I'm better off just jumping on top of the ravens. Because the rocks make me go every which way! Okay. There we go. Wow! Wow, finally. Hey, how's it going? I haven't heard of this Yoshi game before. My favorite is Yoshi's Island, says Rex Forest. You're in good company. I also love Yoshi's Island, and I do think it is my favorite as well. How are you, Rex? Welcome to the stream. Did this come out after Yoshi's Island, and for what platform? This is a Game Boy Advance game, friend. It came out in 2004 in Japan. Actually, almost exactly 20 years ago. December 9th in Japan, and like June 15th or something here in the US, 2005. So yeah, definitely after Yoshi's Island. Doing great, thanks. Ah, cool, rock on. Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. Should a Mario Christmas Carol be in 2D animation or 3D animation or pixel animation or stop motion? What's the best option? Says Yoshi Daffy Duck. I have no idea. I have no idea. I can't really say. Like, all those seem like fine options. Though, I don't know. I'd have to say for like viewing experiences, either like claymation or, you know, just straight up 3D animation would probably be for the best. Oi, the Yoshi Fanatic. Favorite boss from the original Yoshi's Island? You can't say Bowser. But Bowser's such a good one. I don't know. There are some good ones. I think I'd have to go with the piranha fight. Oh, there's some good ones. Like, the frog one was very interesting. I like that one. Though I don't want to say that was my favorite because it was quite frustrating. I'd have to go with the naval piranha boss fight. If nothing else, then, well, one, the boss fight by itself is honestly challenging and pretty well thought out. But also the fact that you can cheese it. Like, you can beat the piranha plant as a piranha sprout before even getting into the boss room. And then Kamek goes, "Oh my!" And then just leaves and you win. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say naval piranha. But like I said, there's some good ones for sure. feel like I remember this one being fairly difficult. It actually did come out 20 years ago. Monday was its anniversary, says Mr. Face. Yes. Oh, crud. Naval Piranha's a good choice in my opinion, says Meta Ridley. Absolutely. As a kid, I loved Naval Piranha, and it was one of my favorite fights. Alright, I feel like I'm in good company here. Let's go. I didn't want to say, like, Bert the Bashful. Even though, like, Bert the Bashful, I never understood why he's so prominent in the Yoshi series. Like, he's in very many of the Yoshi games. He's not in Yoshi's Story, or Yoshi Topsy Turvy, or Yoshi's Island. Or, I mean, Yoshi's New Island, rather. But he is in Yoshi's Island DS. He's got a twin brother in Yoshi's Island DS. He is in Yoshi's Woolly World. And he's in Yoshi's Crafted World as the most child-unfriendly thing in the Yoshi series just in general. Other than the commercials. Why is he so prominent? And you can say the same thing about the Piranha boss fights, too. Okay, yeah, I do remember this being difficult. Like, Naval Piranha is honestly in... Oh my! Guys, quit it! Why are you doing this to me? Uh-oh. Well, I'm alive. What in the world? Why did I just get launched all the way up there? Whatever, I missed some coins. Meow. Oh, jeepers. Oh my. What have I gotten myself into? Ah! Alright, I'm restarting. I like the potted ghost as Aurora. That one's interesting too. Like the fact that you don't directly attack the character, the boss, but it can attack you. That is a cool boss. Honestly, I think that all the Yoshi's Island bosses have a lot going for them in that they're all so unique. And at the time, the idea about like supersizing a normal enemy and making it the boss was like, well, it was extremely novel. I feel like Yoshi's Island was probably the first one to do it. That I know of anyway. Which is awesome. And then it kind of just became a Yoshi staple. Like, again, most of the Yoshi games have that as a central mechanic. You know, like Yoshi's Story and Yoshi Topsy Turvy don't. But the other ones do. Mine's probably either Hookbill or Sluggy. Hookbill was a close second for me, I'm not gonna lie. Probably because he's the first Yoshi boss ever, says DV. The Potted Ghost is interesting in concept, but it's ridiculously easy to me. It's ridiculously easy if you understand the trick. Lol, the platform creature you have to ride in the Sluggy stage freaked me out as a kid. I agree about the uniqueness. Yeah, I love that about Yoshi's Island. Like, it was definitely unique for its time. Did a lot of firsts. And, like, here's a fun one that I believe I'm correct in this. Did you know that Yoshi's Island is the first game to feature a player commandable ground pound? Like the playable character getting to ground pound, Yoshi's Island was the first game, I believe, to do that. If you don't count Kirby Adventure with the rock ability. Which I don't. That's not really a ground pound. Oh, parachute coins, why? Yeah. Oh, more parachute coins. Oh no, please! Alright, get me back up there, weird physics thing. Oh my goodness, that actually worked. I mean, I'm not gonna complain. Meow. However, Yoshi's Island was not the first game to have a ground pound in the game. That honor, I believe, has to go to Super Mario Bros. 3, with Bowser having that as one of his main methods of attacking Mario. That's where the ground pound first came from, I think. Me. Oh, please. Oh, why? Oh, scaries. You know, I was just making fun of the fact that I don't think this is that scary, and then I'm like, ah, scaries! More just from the coin placement, though. Definitely play Paper Mario sometime. There is some Yoshi's Island fan service. Definitely gonna have to play that. I was thinking about that today, like the fact that I want to play that game very badly, but I've not found the time to do so. I think I should commit to playing that game after I finish Brothership, and I've been waiting for, hang on. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is. I also bought this game on Black Friday, and I've been waiting to buy it for like 4 years. 3 years? How long has this game been out? I don't remember. I don't see a copyright on it. As far as like the year. But whatever, I've been waiting for that game to come down in price, and then it did for Black Friday. So I want to play that after Brothership. But after that, well, I'd also like to finish up Pac-Man World Repack. But after that, I would like to play Paper Mario 64. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is fantastic, says DV. That's what I've heard. So the thing about Kirby and the Forgotten Land is like, you know, it wasn't very high on my priority list, but it was a game that I wanted to try. I played the demo and I really enjoyed it, but I didn't really want to pay the full $60 for it, considering the fact that I had a lot of games in my backlog, frankly still do, and I wanted to beat some of those first before I played Kirby and the Forgotten Land. But I would buy, I said to myself back then that I would buy it if it went on sale. I was looking for $40. And Black Friday is when that finally happened. Wait, so I bought it this year, and now I'm going to play it. And I am very much looking forward to playing it. Ah! Thank you! You're welcome, Eggling. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is 2.5 years old. Oh, it's only 2.5 years old? Well, there you go. 2.5 years I've been waiting for it. I am thinking Yoshi would just be a background character in a Nintendo Christmas Carol. Yeah, I mean, probably. Oh, jeepers. I mean, if Yoshi's New Island is anything to go off of. Well, I was gonna say, if Yoshi's New Island was anything to go off of, Yoshi can't sing. But then I remembered Yoshi's Story, where, yeah, it's not the best singing, but it's adorable. Give me the coins on the parachutes! Jeff, care to read my chat? Yeah, sorry, one sec. That reminds me, Scott the Woz also talked about McDonald's hamburger in the same video. This is what you see in the ads. This is what you get. And then he holds McDonald's packaging and pineapple. Oh, that's hilarious. I love Scott the Woz's humor. Yoshi as the future ghost would go really hard. Sure. The parachute coin went bye-bye. Yeah, it disappeared into the ether. Hey Rex, thank you for subscribing. And thank you for tuning in. I hope that you can come back and see more. Thanks for tuning in, friend. Hey Jeff, I'm back from a party I was at. Awesome. Did you have fun? I certainly hope so. What would a party be if it wasn't fun? Pointless, that's what it would be, pointless. Alright, ghosties. I damage boosted through all of yous. Oh no! They're still on the warpath! They're still coming after me! Did I do it? I did not do it. Ugh! Need water. No, there was only like 3 people there. It sounds like my kind of party, Healy. Alright, bonus chance, let's go. I'm actually surprised at how many lives I've accumulated at this point. Oh, I wonder if that parachute coin is the, like, one thing that I missed that I needed. I see you haven't been drinking your water, says Heloy. Yeah, you're right. You haven't been around to remind me. But also, I've just been talking a lot. I guess I need to play more of these Yoshi games because we get a better turnout when I play Yoshi games. Shock of shocks. Jeff, are you the one of those people that drops Yoshi into the pit to save yourself? No! No, I'm not. I don't know if you watched my top 10 video. I feel like you did. But in the very beginning of that video, I have a little... I guess a little jab at Ant Dude. Because, like, I show how you get to that secret exit in that one level on the cheese bridge in Super Mario World. How you get to it while also using Yoshi. It's a very difficult maneuver, I grant. But, you know, in one of Ant Dude's videos, I feel like it was one of his Yoshi videos, he sacrificed the Yoshi, and he said it had to be done. And I'm like, no, it did not have to be done. So then I did it with, without killing Yoshi, and I said, see, you can beat this, you can get the secret exit without killing Yoshi, you murderers. Something like that. Like I told my fans they were murderers. Good move for early Yoshi Fanatic Jeff. That's a great way to start my, like, that's a great way to start my video off. My first, like, Yoshi Fanatic video, calling my fans murderers. Jeff is the Yoshi savior. Yeah, I think I entitled the footage Saving Yoshi. I should have called it Saving Private Yoshi. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's the top of the level. There's nothing up there. I thought maybe there was. Yeah, there we go. Finally. What made you love Yoshi so much? Says Stars in Night. To be honest with you, I'm not really sure. But he's always struck a chord with me. Ever since I was a kid and played Super Mario World for the first time, I've loved Yoshi. And I think there's just something, well, I mean, one, there's the obvious thing. He's extremely cute. In Super Mario World, he was very, very beneficial to use. In that, like, he jumps as well as Mario does. He can eat enemies for Mario. He gets these powers from the shells. What am I missing? Like that sort of thing. Like Yoshi has these perks in Super Mario World that make him just beneficial to use overall. He's a dinosaur, and especially as a kid, I love dinosaurs. And he's a very cute dinosaur. I'm gonna keep saying he's cute, because that's, I mean, it's obvious, but it's a pretty big selling factor. And I think the fact that he's always just so cheery no matter what circumstance he's in. Well, I mean, Yoshi Topsy Turvy is the one time we see Yoshi get, like, really angry. But, and, like, not amused. But he's, for the most part, he's always very cheery. I think I just resonate with a lot of those traits. Not to mention, I like his games. I mean, that's pretty obvious in the fact that I'm playing the worst one. Or the worst mainline one, I should say. And I'm still having a blast. Yeah, I think all those all those factors just, you know, they all combine into making me really appreciate the character. And what made you want to make the Yoshi Fanatic channel? Oh, hey, Robert, what's going on? Welcome to the stream, my friend. How's it going? Welcome to likely the finale of Yoshi Topsy Turvy. Do you also like Barney? No, that wasn't meant to be a jab, I promise. Okay, I don't know, like, as a kid I didn't mind Barney, but it wasn't my favorite. I don't think I ever really liked the puppet sort of TV shows or movies or whatnot. Like, never been a big fan of, like, the Muppets, for example, or even Sesame Street. Or like the original Ninja Turtles movies. It's not like I don't like those things. Like, it's not like I have a hatred for them or something. It's just they don't super appeal to me. And I think Barney is very much the same way. Not only that, but Barney is also very specifically targeted at young children. And you can make that case for the Yoshi games as well. But, you know, there's more of a case for Yoshi being for everyone. Or at least being able to appeal to everyone that is over the age of 4. I don't know, like, I think Barney isn't really one of my things that I appreciate all that much. Yoshi's Puppetry World, please, Heloy. Please. I have children. Don't kill me like this. I watched Barney as a kid, and the only thing I remember is the I Love You song, says Chris. There is one of the Barney songs that we routinely use to help the kids, like, get in the mood to clean stuff up. It's very fittingly named the Cleanup Song. I think that's what it's called anyway. It's the whole clean up, clean. There's the apple. Giant parachute apple. It's clean up, everybody, everywhere. Clean up, everybody, do your share. And it actually gets my daughter to get excited about cleaning up because she'll start singing the song, even though she doesn't know what it's from. She's never seen Barney, nor will she probably ever see it. Not that I'm opposed to it, it's just, it's not really easily accessible these days. It's probably just not going to be a part of her childhood. There we go. Stars and Night, I promise I'll get back to your question about what made me want to make the Yoshi Fanatic channel. But let me catch up on another couple of comments. I watched, oh sorry, not my favorite toddler show, but it was okay. What if there was a Yoshi TV series, says Mr. Face. My thought is I would definitely watch it, even if it was for kids. But I think that being a Yoshi TV series probably would be more specifically targeted towards kids. That's the general perception of the Yoshi games, for example. Nintendo seems to have that sort of perception. It's hard for me to imagine a Yoshi game being meant for more than, or a Yoshi TV series being made for more than anyone just over the age of 5. Or 8. I'll go as far as to say 8. Yoshi's Woolly World was the only game my mom actually liked me playing. Oh, Yoshi's Woolly World was so good. Oh, I love it. I do wish that it had a Switch port, though. Been good. I played Sonic Movie DLC for Sonic X Shadow Generations, and it was really fun, but short. Well, I'm glad to hear that it was fun. A shame that it was short, though. I feel like $6 is kind of steep for a costume and short DLC, but, you know, I've already beaten that horse to death. Could Yoshi survive in Undertale? I don't know. That's a good question, but I don't know. At least it's better than those brain rot content we get nowadays, says Chris. Oh, you're right. Mr. Face loved Barney when I was a kid. I mean, it was definitely a popular kids show. I think I watched Blue's Clues more often than that, though. Anyway, what made me want to start make the Yoshi Fanatic channel? Well, I think for me, the main thing about, okay, so I made the YouTube channel in like 2015, but it wasn't really meant to be like a channel where I made content. It was just supposed to be like my personal YouTube channel, because like my personal YouTube account for me to like watch videos and stuff on. That was like what was intended for the Yoshi Fanatic to start. Because like I had my college Gmail YouTube account, right? But that was the only YouTube account I had. And I had started my YouTube channel with my friends. That was Volatile Upgrade for anyone who has any sort of morbid curiosity about that one. Now, you know what? That was a good time. We made like 600 videos. At least half of them are watchable. Yeah. Anyway. I wanted to have my own personal YouTube channel, or my own personal YouTube account that was not like one of my college Gmail profiles. So I made the Yoshi Fanatic, and I named it that just because like I'm a huge Yoshi fan, obviously. And I thought, you know, that's suiting. And it was a name that wasn't taken. I mean, there's like... Owies! I mean, there's like other Yoshi Fanatics for sure, but I don't think that there's any channels that are called the Yoshi Fanatic. So, that worked out. And then in like 2015, or 2016 rather, I was away on an internship, and I wanted to make a review of Yoshi's Woolly World and like get my YouTube channel started. I thought of myself as being more of like a variety channel. Like a Yoshi video would have been my first one, but like Yoshi wouldn't have been the only thing I like focused on, I guess. So it's kind of good that that didn't end up happening. I think that Yoshi being my niche really is suitable. But yeah, that's kind of a brief history of the Yoshi Fanatic. It's not really like as spectacular as you might hope. It was basically just, you know, I wanted a personal account, and then I'm like, hey, I like Yoshi, let's call it the Yoshi Fanatic. And then eventually I decided to make content. Why do you have so few videos on your channel? Says Stars and Night. It's because they take a lot of work, and I don't have a lot of time. I have an update video on my channel that kind of touches on that. Like I say in the update video, it was from like 3 years ago. But I say in that video that, you know, YouTube is my hobby, it's not my job. And I have a full-time job. I have a wife, I have 2 kids, and all of those things take up 95% of my time. The only time I have to work on my videos or any of that sort of stuff, any me time, is reserved for after the kids go to bed. And half of the time when the kids go to bed, I want to go to bed. So I don't get a lot of opportunities to work on these videos. And I'm sure you've seen a couple of my videos at least, or at least one. Oh geez. They're pretty high production effort. It's clear that they take a lot of time to make, and especially this most recent one, I spent 100 hours just editing that one, the hour-long Yoshi's New Island retrospective. Holy! So those factors combined, like, it takes me a long time to make the videos, like, in terms of pure hours, and just the fact that I get so little time to work on them combines to make the problem I just can't make a lot of videos. I would love to make more videos. I've got like 20 more videos lined up on my like ideas page for the main Yoshi Fanatic videos by themselves. Plus I've got like 20 ideas for YouTube shorts. I've got a whole bunch of other live streams I want to do. I even have like a second channel planned. But a lot of these aspirations are difficult to make a reality when you have so little time to work on this sort of stuff. So, yeah, that's why. Balloon Clock says, imagine having kids these days. Also, hi! Hello, Balloon Clock. Should I call you Balloon or Clock? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, having kids in this economy is difficult. But worth it, I would say. At least for me. Many people say kids are a blessing, and I definitely agree with that sentiment. Difficult, yes, but worth it. Oh, come on. I have a feeling I missed like a bunch of coins down here or something. Nope, there's just death. Do you have a TikTok? I do not. I don't even have a TikTok account. I have very little interest in TikTok. For all my shorts related content, I just watch YouTube shorts. Are you enjoying Mario and Luigi Brothership? I certainly am. I'm really enjoying Mario and Luigi Brothership. I wish I had more time to play it. Again, it's one of those things I kind of have to wait for the kids to go to bed to play it. Mostly just because they hog the TV when they're awake. Though sometimes I'll like boot them off and go like, alright, it's Daddy's turn. Meta Ridley says, oh wow, came back just in time to see Yoshi just immediately get perforated, lol. Yeah, you came back at just the right time. Yeah! Is if a Nintendo Christmas Carol was theatrical short film, but rather or not if Jeff would watch the short film if in theaters is dependent on the movie the short is paired with. Okay. I feel like there's some other comments I missed. I know I'm a bit late to say this, but I'm good. I've been trying to 100% Mega Man powered up on the PSP. It was exhausting, but I had a good time. That's awesome, Chris. You know, speaking of the PSP, I recently saw, well, I haven't seen the video yet, but I have it saved in my watch later list. It's a Macho Nacho Productions video. He does a lot of like video game hardware mods. And he did a PSP consolizer. It turns the PlayStation Portable into a home console. And I definitely am interested in watching that video. No, Jeff, you should chase those $5 to $7 for your videos instead. Yeah, right? Yeah, screw my full-time job and, you know, my kids can fend for themselves. I'm going to put 200 hours into this video to get $5. Though I actually made a decent amount of, well, not a decent amount of money. I made like $50 off this last video. Pretty happy about that. Let's see. I don't think I could afford the hospital bill for kids alone, says Aurora. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the delivery of both of my children have, I mean, it's been very expensive. There were complications at JJ's birth, and we needed to stay at the hospital for like 3 days. I guess it wasn't so much complications so much as like, well, Sky needed a blood transfusion. She lost a decent amount of blood. So we ended up having to stay at the hospital for 3 days. She needed 2 epidurals. And yeah, it ended up being very expensive. Definitely cleaned out my HSA account, that's for sure. You know, saying HSA account, it's like saying ATM machine. Why do people call it ATM machine? The M stands for machine. Yeah. But yeah, I do think kids are worth having. Financially, it's difficult, but I do think it's worth it. Not everything in life is about money. Chris says having kids is a blessing, but having too many kids is exhausting. Well, having any kids is exhausting. But yeah, obviously it gets more exhausting the more you have. Have you ever played Last of Us, says Stars? I have the game, but I haven't played it. I don't know, like, it's a post-apocalyptic sort of game. I'm not really interested in those. Still, I've heard that it's very well acclaimed. You know, I should probably at least try it once. I mean, I have the game. Don't really have much of an excuse. Billionaires. But what do you mean life isn't all about money? Right? Bro, that plant. Yeah, that piranha plant's in a very precarious position. At least for me. I keep forgetting this is technically a mainline game. It doesn't feel like one, lol, says JP. Yeah, it kind of feels more like a... No, like a fun tech demo or experiment, rather than a mainline game. But... a mainline game it is. What are your thoughts about... what are your thoughts with Bomberman series? I haven't tried the Bomberman series. Yeah, I mean, I guess I can't really say much more other than that. Like, I haven't tried it. And it looks like it could be some fun. Though it may not be, like, entirely my cup of tea. I'm kind of a proponent of, you gotta... Most things, like, you can't really pass judgment on until you've tried it at least once. Especially for video games and, like, media and that sort of thing, like... I'm very much a proponent of the idea that you can't truly make a judgment on it until you've experienced it. But, I don't know. I'd say that same thing about Bomberman. Like, I don't know. I haven't tried it. It looks fun enough. But I can't know for sure. Unless I try it. I honestly thought this game was more of a spin-off, says DV. I don't think it's supposed to be a spin-off. I think it's supposed to be a mainline series game. As silly as that is to think about, I'd say that if Yoshi's Story is a mainline Yoshi game, then this doesn't have any reason why it can't be a mainline Yoshi game. I think they're done with the island games. They can only have Baby Luigi kidnapped so many times, says JP. My idea for a Yoshi game, or for a new Yoshi game, would technically be a Yoshi's Island game, but it would not feature any baby characters. It would feature the Star Child Yoshi after the events of Yoshi's Island, sometime between Yoshi's Island and Super Mario World, on his island, his own adventure, his own bad guy to fight. Well, kind of. It's still like a Mario series bad guy, but it's not Bowser in my ideal next Yoshi game. Oh crud, I've just remembered. This is a time challenge too. Well, this is going spectacularly well. Anyway, I would call the game Yoshi's Island Adventures: The Rise of King Wart. Again, like, the bad guy would not be Bowser, it would be Wart. I think that's a cool idea. Oh, nuts. So I don't think that a Yoshi's Island game necessarily needs to have, like, the baby Mario characters as, like, a defining feature for Yoshi's Island. I think it's enough to have the game take place on Yoshi's Island as, like, its main setting. Mario and Luigi Partners in Time obviously doesn't count because, yeah, there's a chapter for Yoshi's Island, but it's a chapter, it's not the whole game. I don't know, why Wart? I just think it's interesting. My idea for the plot would be that, okay. Before I really get into that, the reason that I would want it to be Wart is because, one, I think it's an interesting parallel to the idea of Yoshi, in that, like, you know, Yoshi eats everything and Wart spits it out. Wart is a frog, and as a frog he has a long sticky tongue, and, like, I mean, Yoshi has a long sticky tongue, but he's not a frog, but still, like, you could have an interesting, like, almost parallel moveset-ish, kind of. I think it could be an interesting parallel, for one. And for two, I think that the Yoshi series is probably one of the strongest potential candidates for expanding the Yoshi lore. And I'd like to start with canonizing Wart as an actual character in the Mario universe, not as just part of a dream. And I'd like very much for Yoshi to be the one to seal King Wart away in the world of Subcon, where Mario later finds him in what he thinks is just a dream. Another interesting point is that we could have King Wart technically come from that frog battle, that frog boss fight in Yoshi's Island, where Yoshi gets eaten by a normal frog after being shrunk down by Kamek. So he beats this frog, but the frog doesn't die. Instead, it develops severe indigestion, chronic indigestion, which is why we see Wart spitting out these toxic orbs in Mario 2. He has chronic indigestion from that fight. But after the fight is over and the frog is not dead, he then finds the source of power in Subcon, becomes King Wart, and then gains dominion over Yoshi's Island. It's a long story, I guess. Like, it's a lot of preamble for me, getting to the point that I just think Yoshi's Island would be a really cool way to kick off a canon and like an overarching lore for the Mario canon just in general. And I think that would be a really cool way to do it. I don't know, what do you guys think? I will read some comments after I wrap up this auto-scrolling death level. I want those coins. I don't know if I need them, but I want them. Have you ever played the fan game Toadette Strikes? I haven't. Also, what the heck is this? What is that? What are these? I have no idea what they are, but they hurt. That I do know. I wanted to fight Kamek at the end of Yoshi's Island for the SNES, and the fact you don't fight him made me a bit upset, says Stars. You do fight him at the end of Yoshi's Crafted World as the secret final boss if you beat all the more difficult levels at the end of the game. So, there you go. That sounds like a clever plot, says DV. Thanks. Wart is associated with Shy Guys and Birdo, two species also associated with Yoshi. There you go, there's another reason to have Wart. I think it would be interesting to have the Shy Guys be originally denizens of Yoshi's Island that end up getting sucked into the world of Subcon after, well, the events of Yoshi's Island Adventures. And, oh crud. I didn't realize this is a level where I can't kill enemies. Oh no! And then I'd like Birdo to be like originally a creature from Subcon that acts as more of a mini boss at some of the castles or forts, I guess, in this game. Have her be like, you know, yet another parallel to Yoshi with a similar moveset. Have her almost be like the Meta Knight to Yoshi. And then have her turn on King Wart at the end of the game and help lock him away and play the sacrifice play, ending herself in the world of Subcon, again, where Mario later encounters her in Mario Bros. 2. Again, I have some pretty cool ideas for the plot, and oh man, that, in truth, that was the video I wanted to make next, is what I want from the next Yoshi game. But I'll get to that one at some point. Oh no, I hear you, but have you considered Yoshi's macaroni art? Oh, that's so much more likely than my idea. Yoshi's Sculpted World, lol. Yeah, indeed. I sold Crafted World and my Switch to Stars. Oh, that's a shame. I mean, obviously your choice, but I would have kept it. Okay. So I have to play the sacrifice play here. I mean, I don't have to. I'm sure there's a way I could get the bomb to drop without hurting these ravens, but yeah. It's a lot easier just to take the hit. I like to think that Green Baby Yoshi you play as in Yoshi's story is the Star Child Yoshi right after the events of Yoshi's Island DS. That's an interesting possibility. Oh no! That is an interesting possibility, JP. I mean, obviously it's never, like, explicitly said, but it's possible. Like, maybe, Baby Bowser's like, ah, these guys beat me again. May as well, like, turn their island into a storybook or something, I don't know. Like, get my revenge on them that way. It's an interesting thought. Until I see change, I have no reason to have high hopes for a change in direction, says Aurora. I agree. I was kind of hoping that, you know, the Mario movie would kind of be the catalyst. Like, Shigeru Miyamoto thinks, hey, stories are actually kind of neat. But, yeah, no. Like you said, until we see evidence of change, there's not really any reason to hope for it. Maybe combine some of arts and crafts art direction with the story that you suggested. I don't see why Nintendo can't do both. Yeah, my problem with the arts and crafts direction is that it's a stumbling block. Oh, jeez. It's a stumbling block for any sort of, you know, cohesion in story, lore, or plot, or whatever, in the Yoshi games. The only games that have, like, an actual consistent story going on is the Yoshi's Island games, and I'd argue that Yoshi's New Island is barely in that list, essentially because it's basically a parody of the original Yoshi's Island. So Yoshi's Island and Yoshi's Island DS are the only ones where the story actually matters, counts for anything. Yoshi's Story and Yoshi's Topsy Turvy here are technically considered mainline games, but you know, they could have never happened and it wouldn't matter at all to the course of the plot. And Yoshi's Woolly World and Yoshi's Crafted World both seem to take place in worlds of arts and crafts where there's no hope for them ever having any sort of story relevancy. Jeff, have a great night, buddy. I'll try to be here again next Friday. Sounds good, Jordan. Yo, heading out. Love you, buddy. Good luck. Thanks, British kid. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Oh no, no, I shouldn't have done that. Guys, thanks for tuning in. It was a treat having you here. Hope to see you again soon, friends. Yeah. Yeah. By the way, the PSP is officially 20 years old, so it's officially retro now. So if you want to be a pirate, be my guest. Oh, Chris, I would have been a pirate on the PSP, regardless of if it was 20 years old or not. You can't buy those games in retail stores anymore. You can't buy them brand new. So that's basically my criteria for emulating. Yoshi's Story feels more mainline to me. It gets a lot of rep in other games and helps further shape the Yoshi series identity. Yeah, I hear ya. But I don't know. Like, just the fact that, again, it could have never happened and had zero impact on the overall Yoshi timeline, I guess. Kind of signals to me that it is pretty much the same situation as Yoshi Topsy Turvy here. I love sailing the seas, says DV. Yeah, right? I still think Yoshi's Story is a solid game, but most people will play it once and walk away. Yeah, and I think that's a shame. I love Yoshi's Story. Like, I know I only had it at number 5 in my top 10 list, but make no mistake, Yoshi's Story is absolutely one of my favorites. Like, just because I have it as number... Oh my! Just because I have it as number 10 doesn't mean that I don't love it. I just don't think it's objectively as good as the other ones. Which is more what that list was supposed to be. Oh my. Okay. It was supposed to be more of a list of, like, what do I think is objectively the better Yoshi games here. And, oh no. Alright, I'll be okay. I got this. Maybe not. Get away! The library for the PSP is a bit weird. Most of the library is just visual novel or otome and JRPGs, says Chris. That's fair, but for the PSP games, or for the PSP, can't you play like a lot of PS1 games on it? I feel like that's something that the PSP does. There are games that you would like. You know, I played Ratchet and Clank Size Matters on my friend's PSP, and my mind was blown at that thing's capabilities. So, I don't know, like, I never owned one, mostly because I was a Nintendo guy through and through. Had a lot of Nintendo consoles growing up. But, you know, I would not be opposed to owning a PSP, or even a PS Vita. Alright, we have one more page left, or one more level left, and then we can move on to the final boss. Oh, I need to drink some water. Yes, you can play PSP, Neo Geo, and TurboGrafx 16 on the PSP. That is awesome. That's a great little device. Okay, this one is actually kind of scary. Oh. Boink. Okay. Oh. Oh. oh, 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 uppity, oh, oh, uppity, oh, 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 oh. Honestly, I think some people are a bit rough on the Mario movie story. It's not super complex, but I really like it. They all have clear motivations, and it's not a direct copy-paste from the games. Wanted to send that earlier. Yeah, I agree. I think it was a good Mario story. Given the amount of base material that they had to work with, and purely in terms of story, I should clarify, I think that they did a really good job with what they had. If I have an actual criticism, it's that sniffing brings down the pace if you're doing the melons. Oh, true. My big thing with Yoshi's story is that it doesn't sufficiently reward the player for doing well in the game. Like, I get that back then, high score chasers were more prevalent. I get that. But even by that time, like, we were well past just the regular arcade game days, where, like, high score was like the be-all end-all, right? So getting a high score and getting a slightly different end card wasn't that huge of a deal. I would have much preferred it if there was like an unlockable 7th page that had like extra hard levels or something like that for a reward for, I don't know, getting a 30,000 points or something like that in the rest of the game. I think that would have changed a lot of people's minds on it, because most people are like, well, just eat the fruits. What's the big deal? Why should I bother going for these melons? And it's like, oh, for high score. That's not super compelling for most people, I don't think. So that's my big criticism with Yoshi's story. But I can definitely understand the whole sniffing mechanic. I like the sniffing mechanic, but I agree that it does bring down the pace for sure. Watching Yoshi rotate when he moves in this feels off-putting. Oh, fair. But it's something that oh no. Oh no. This is bad. Yeah, well, let's see if that did me any favors here. Let's see if I got the gold. Nope. Gotta try again. If you can get the Vita, go get the Vita, because you can play Vita games, plus you can play PSP games natively. Yeah, that's awesome. Though they have to be digital. Obviously, the PSP doesn't have, like, a UMD slot. PS Vita is one of those systems that I would love to own. Yoshi, hey Bowser, can you stop being in my games already? It's my series, not Mario. Yeah, right? Like, all the other spin-offs, like, all the other Mario-adjacent series games, like Wario, Luigi, and Peach, like, they all get their own enemies, but not Yoshi. It's always Bowser. Watching Yoshi... Oh, sorry, I already read that. I'll have to show you something a little later. Yeah, I'll have to show you something a little bit later. It's the MGBA emulator on the Wii U, and that... I'll save it for the end. I'll save it for after we wrap up the game here. Kamek deserves to be the solo main Yoshi villain. Yeah, I mean, I guess, but I think I'd prefer to, well, like I said, have Wart be the next main villain. And then try something new. Like, give Yoshi his own, like, stories and villains and stuff. I think Yoshi deserves as much. Or even, like, expand on, like, some of the smaller villains that he's faced over the years. Like the ones in Yoshi's story, for example. Obviously, there's not, like, a ton of potential in those guys, but there's some of them that you could try to do something with. If you mod the Vita, you can get an application where you can turn your Vita into PSP, aka Wii mode on the Wii U. Oh, that's cool. That really is cool. Yeah, honestly, you are giving me even more reasons to pick up a PS Vita. Though, there's one thing that's really keeping me away from it, and that's the price of the darn thing. Like, honestly, back in the day, it was downright reasonably priced. It's just now, you know, only like 13 or 14 million of them sold, you know, so... Yeah, pretty rare. And with rarity comes higher prices, obviously. Well, it's like bombing every wall or burning bush in the first Zelda. Once you introduce it, players are going to do it everywhere. True. And I will say that there's a lot of, like, really obtuse places where the sniffing mechanic really comes into play. Like, a lot of the areas are well marked, but a lot of them aren't. It's kind of an interesting dichotomy where, like, I feel like the mechanic is, you know, well implemented in places, and then, like, oh, why would you put that there in others? So, yeah, I'll definitely agree with you there. Captain Toad and Peach managed to get original villains before Yoshi did. Yeah, that's a sad reality. Good night, everyone, and have a good week. Robert, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you had a good time. Hope you continue to enjoy Sonic X Shadow Generations, if you so choose to continue playing that after you've beaten it. And hope to see you again next time, friend. Meow. Oh, there is one more over here. I think it was really the... no! Well, I'm not gonna quit out this time. I've got plenty of lives. Oh, okay! I did not expect to still be alive after that. I must have, like, clipped through the wall or something. I don't know. Well, I'm alive. Can't really complain. Have you played any of the DKC games? Yes, I have. I have played DKC 1, 2, Donkey Kong Country Returns, Donkey Kong Country on the Game Boy, the Game Boy Color, I should say. Donkey Kong Country Returns, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I've played all of those. I have not played DKC 3. I've heard that's like the black sheep of the original trilogy, but still pretty solid. Oh, I had a rhythm going. There we go. That should do it. Yeah, it's quite expensive, but once you get it, you won't regret it. That is, if you don't buy Sony's memory card, just get an SD2 Vita and put your SD card in and you're golden. Oh yeah, absolutely. How could you skip my favorite one, says Aurora. DKC 3? I don't know, I just never had the interest to play it. Maybe sometime. I have it downloaded on my Wii U. It's not like I can't play it, but it's not really on my list of priorities. Alright, well there you go, guys. We have gotten every gold medal in the game. And now we can go fight Bowser. Let's do it. First, let's catch up on some comments. Actually, I'm pretty well caught up here. If only Retro Studios would make a new game soon. Yes, I know they're working on Metroid Prime 4. By that, I mean a new DKC game. Yeah, I agree. We could absolutely use a new DKC game. I mean, Tropical Freeze is 10 years old, guys. 10 years old. That's crazy. That's the last Donkey Kong game we've gotten. That really is insane. DKC 3 is the worst one in the series, but it's still just okay, says Chris. Well, apparently we have a big fan of it here in Aurora. Alrighty. Guys, we were ready for the final boss fight with Bowser. Let me get some water first. If they don't bring back K. Rool in the next DKC, fans will riot. Why is it that they haven't? Does anybody know a reason for it? I certainly don't. Alright, let's do this.
Well done! I knew that you could do it. Look, Bowser is just up ahead. In that cave, I know it!
No, we want a Boshi boss. Ah! Oh, I barely remember how to do this. You know, in regular Yoshi games, in normal Yoshi games, eating the Shy Guys would give you eggs. I'm used to doing that in a boss fight. Ow. I have a feeling this is gonna take me a few tries. Suddenly, appearing in the present day, King Bowser appears. Yeah, at least it's not that. Come on. Can you, like, maybe not do that? There we go. It kind of just pushed me off the screen there. Let's try that again. Owies. I shouldn't have done that. Boink. Owies! Oh man, I am not off to a good start here. Is that a cutout Bowser? No, this is not a cutout Bowser. This is Bowser. And it looks terrible. But then again, so do most of the things in this game. My flower health bar is... Whoa! My flower health bar is not... It's seen better days. Okay. At this point, I basically just hold this like that. Or the controller this way. Wow, I, didn't expect this to be as effective as it is. Woof. The pre-rendered look didn't do this game justice. Yeah, I agree, DV. Impressive that the GBA can run this animation. It is. It doesn't look very good. It would have looked a lot better with, you know, pixel graphics. But absolutely there is something to be said about this game being so... You know what? I'm gonna restart. That's a terrible start. Let's try again. There's certainly something to be said about this game being impressive. It's one of those things where just because you can doesn't mean you should. But still, I have to say, they did a good... Well, it's impressive what they did here. That's what I'll say. I just realized, can I, like, aim his fire blast up and away from me? I feel like that might be the better way to go. And he kind of gives up on the whole idea of the fire in this part of the boss fight. Yeah, that's not gonna do me any favors. Okay, I really cannot run under him. Wow, this is harder than I remember. Okay, yeah, that's absolutely that. Ah, jeez, I still got hit. I was gonna say that's absolutely the way to do it, but not if I didn't want the bomb to fall off the cliff. Oh! Wow, maybe I just suck. That's probably what it is. Let's try again. Jeez. Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, it is the final boss fight. It should be at least a little difficult, yeah? Oh, whoopsie. With great power comes great stupidity, apparently. On my part, not Yoshi's part. It's all my fault. Yoshi himself probably sucks at this game. Well, I know I do. Oh, sweet, I still saved the bomb. Imagine playing this on the Game Boy player, tilt the entire GameCube. I feel like that's been done before. Like Summer Games Done Quick or something. Like Awesome Games Done Quick, I guess is the name of the organization that does the speedruns. I feel like they've done that before. Alright. Hold it there, hold it steady. Owies. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that easy time. Okay, that seemed unfair. Now I just like tip him back and forth. Somehow he landed on a pillar there. And I'm just fine. There we go. I did it. Hey, stop it! What are you doing to the Koopa King? Ook! I'll get you for this. I'll remember this day! There you go. Ugh. And is suddenly appearing in the present day, King Bowser appears and he is defeated. And so, Yoshi succeeded in locking Bowser away, and the little spirits thanked him with all their hearts. Even Hongo, the book spirit, was happy. He was extremely grateful for Yoshi's heroism, and he welcomed him with an extravagant meal. But Yoshi was not amused. The birth of the Yoshi was not amused meme. Off he goes to the unknown. Congrats on beating a very special game, says Aurora. Yeah, yeah, special. Oh no, how rude of me. Make that a sticker? Yoshi's not amused? It already is in the Discord. It's the face! Sad Yosh. Yeah, the legendary Yoshi is not amused. So said the great spirit Hongo, as he hurriedly returned Yoshi's island to normal. This world truly is the best. And the egglings will forever... Again, I don't know what they were trying to do with the egglings here. They're adorable, but I don't really get it. And the egglings will forever remember. They will never forget Yoshi's storybook deeds. Hey, where's Hongo? And where did the spirit who loves surprises go? Looks like even the spirit who loves surprises was allowed to return with Hongo. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Yoshi Topsy Turvy. Yoshi's so done with these new characters, even since he met them. Yeah, like I said earlier, this is the one game where Yoshi gets angry. He really doesn't like the spirit who loves surprises. Awesome! Well, hey! We did it! Bestest story. Oh, that reminds me, I gotta get something set up, so I'll allow the credits to do their thing. I gotta get something set up quick. Oh, that's adorable. Mario only defeats Bowser, Yoshi locks him away. That's right. Man, why do they always turn up the volume so high? Okay, getting something set up here. All rights, including the copyrights of games, scenario, music, and program reserved by Nintendo. So let's go to the Wii menu here. And then... Oh, crud. No! Alright. I promise I'm going somewhere with this. Yoshi, Yoshi! All rights, including the copyright of games, scenario, music, and program reserved by Nintendo. Nice! We did it, guys! We did it! We beat Yoshi Topsy Turvy. That feels awesome. And actually, what feels even more awesome is we got all of the gold medals, which I did not do in my original playthrough of Yoshi Topsy Turvy 5 years ago. So I'm glad to have finally done it. I'm glad to have finally given this game my best effort. At least the characters in Topsy Turvy will forever be represented in Smash Ultimate as spirits. True. And honestly, that's an appropriate way to represent them, because they are spirits. Geez, 2004 to 2005. Yes, Jeff, but Jeff was not amused. Meanwhile, Dry Bones doesn't have spirit. Oh man, that sucks. That sucks. Alright, so before I switch over to my Wii U setup to show you something with, You know what? No, I'm gonna commit to this. Give me a sec. So what am I on right now? All right. Yeah, this is gonna be more of a... Okay. One sec. I gotta point this at the TV so that you guys can see it. TV and gamepad. Alright, so the reason I'm doing this is because oh. Yeah, I need to transition this. Cut. Well, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to fade to it. Still no signal. There it goes. Alright. So if I go to the homebrew channel, you're not going to be able to hear this because the way I have it set up normally... Wait a minute. Oh, I can totally make this work. Give me a second. Here we go. Apparently it's an active source, but it's hidden. Unhide all. And Elgato, here we go. So I am going to mute my wavelength stream for a second. Actually, I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is mute it there and in the stream. Beat it, not best at stupid autocorrect. Oh, yeah. Yes, Jeff beat it, but Jeff was not amused. I was pretty amused. I had a lot of fun. Okay, so here's what I got to show you. There are kind of two options for me playing Yoshi Topsy Turvy here. And one of them is on my wait, am I on GBA games? Yeah, I'm on GBA games. One of them is on my Wii U via Wii MGBA. Oh man. I just realized this is stretched. Where is it stretched? Okay, so here it is playing on my Wii U gamepad, or on my Wii U just in general. And the thing I wanted to show you is I forget who it was saying. I think it was JP that said it looked kind of off-putting that Yoshi was just rotating on the screen as I played without like the screen rotating. Let me show you why I did it this way. So let's go to main menu. No. Game settings, video. No, that's not it. Go back. Game settings, video. No. What was it? Screenshot match. Here it is. Match Wii controls on. Here's why I streamed it this way instead of... Here's why I streamed it this way instead of like this. Oh my goodness. There we go. I actually got it to work the way that I wanted. How about that? So here's what the game would have looked like had I played it. Oh no, we have to go through the intro again. Here's how the game would have looked like if I had played it on my Wii U and decided to have it be accurate in terms of what you would actually expect to see in a what you call it, like a Game Boy Advance. And Aurora actually asked me in the last stream if it's more convincing on the Game Boy Advance. This is pretty much the best representation you're gonna have of how the game worked on the Game Boy Advance. What do you think? That's not MGBA, that's VBA. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was MGBA. No, yeah, you're right. It's VBA. Oh. And the chat was not amused. I can't hear any of this, by the way. Yeah, maybe I'll just turn it up on my gamepad. That would be the quickest way to get a headache. So here's what it looks like when you're actually tilting stuff. Oh my goodness. And it's extremely sensitive on a Wii remote. And for some reason that's actually working. I could not get it to work well. Yeah, I could not get it to work well when I was first trying to set this up on my Wii U. Really, I wanted to play this on my Wii U instead of emulator. I think it actually looks better on the Wii U because like it kind of smooths out the pixels a little bit. I'm literally just playing it on my Livestream preview. I should be playing it on my gamepad. That's why I brought it over here. Yoshi getting motion sickness. This is a representation when playing this on GBA. That's right, it sure is. Yeah, I'm gonna play it on my gamepad here. Actually, now I'm having fun and I don't want to stop. I like this game, guys. Did I ever tell you that? I like this game. I don't think it's the greatest, but I think it's fun and it's a huge part of my childhood. I'm gonna play another level. I'm gonna play another level like this just so you guys get a better sample. More gameplay elements. Let's go. Yeah, this is fun. And right after I finish this up, I'll go right back to see what our completion rewards are. This is the trade-off to not having Yoshi weirdly rotate as much. Yeah, what do you prefer? Yoshi rotating weirdly? Or the whole darn screen rotating weirdly? I know it's off-putting either way, but I have a feeling that most people are gonna prefer Yoshi himself rotating on the screen. I know I do, just because, like, this is headache-inducing. That's why Yoshi was tilting, that's right. Like I said, it's actually kind of convincing when you play it, like, the way it was intended to be played, more or less. There you go. Oh, yeah, no, I did it. I 100%ed that level. So there you go. Oh, you know I gotta do the minigame. You gotta see how the minigame works. Ready for another headache-inducing thing? That's what we were doing this whole time. You just didn't see it because the screen wasn't rotating. Oh, no, I guess I'm playing another level. I'm just kidding. I'm done now. I'm done. I'm done. We'll go ahead and switch that over to, back to my MGBA screen. No wonder Yoshi wasn't amused. This is probably how he feels after he gained this ability. Yeah, right? Alright, so we 100% completed Yoshi Topsy Turvy. Why don't we go see what our completion rewards are? So bonus games. We unlocked all 5 of them. And I do believe that it tells me, like, how I unlocked them. So that's good to know. Shuffle mode. Here's a present for clearing every course. What is shuffle mode? Bring me 8 coins. Okay, this seems to be just taking the pages that are, or taking the little sections that are in the game and making, like, I don't know, like, not like a boss rush mode or anything, but not a boss rush mode. The closest you're gonna get to a boss rush mode in this game is shuffling the different challenges in different pages and getting a high score with it. Bring me 8 coins. Let's do a couple of these just to showcase something other than, you know, coin is. The level's randomized? I believe so, yes. Oh, jeepers, how many of these are gonna be coin base? Good enough. The levels are randomized. Yes, sir. Oh, defeat one enemy and you're out. And bring me 5 coins. Yeah, let's just skip the Shy Guys. I got all the coins I need. Like, I don't think there's a gold medal sort of achievement for any of this, so... Bring me 33 coins and get to the finish line in 11 seconds. Oh, no, it's the other way around. I thought it was 11 seconds and 33 coins. I'm like, how in the... How? Yeah, I'm done here. So this is one of the modes, which actually is kind of cool. I actually kind of like this. Not gonna lie, this is pretty cool. A cool little reward. Kind of like playing through the levels and in an interesting and kind of randomized way. That's actually kind of nifty. It's not like there's S levels or anything, but it's a neat little prize. I wonder if my health carries over. Let's find out. Yes, it does. I have a consistent health meter through this whole thing. Oh boy, this is the one that I sucked at. Aced it. Page 11. After a whole bunch of off-screen quests, beating, and struggling, Yoshi finally made it to Bowser Cave. Yoshi then confronts Baby Bowser, then starts more yapping, and then they start the fight. Heck yeah. Precursor to roguelike game. That is pretty cool. I almost forgot this game is also called Yoshi's Universal Gravitation. Apparently everywhere other than the United States. Even YouTube, like, has the default for the name of this game, Yoshi Universal Gravitation. Yoshi has X eyes when he gets hit in Mario Kart Wii, and it looks weird and funny at the same time. Whoa, really? I don't know if I ever saw that. That's hilarious. You know what? I'm gonna keep going. Of course, let me know if you'd prefer to see something else. Like, I do want to get to the other little bonuses. And I do want to give this game a proper wrap-up. But I do also want to get a decent taste of all the little bonuses that you get for completing the game to see if going for 100% completion really is worth it. That's how obscure this game is. This isn't Fortnite. It says Chris. Defeat one enemy and get to the goal. Donkey Kong has the X eyes too. Oh, that's funny. Boink. Yeah, that's interesting. These are randomized. Like, completely randomized. How many times have you used the Yoshi Bros attacks in Brothership? Lol. Oh, man. At least 15. I'm trying to get the, I'm trying to do that challenge where, you have to get excellent rating on the Bros attacks like 30 times. Oh, by the way, just to show you my dedication to the challenges, I got that challenge of beating 300 enemies, with no gear equipped. I thought it would be best to handle that one early in my playthrough, just because, like, that's when the enemies are easy, and, you know, defeating them without any gear isn't really a big issue. Oh, I should be eating the hearts. Hurry to the goal within 23 seconds. Oh man, this is interesting in that, like, I can't just... Oh, okay, there we go. I can't just damage boost through everything because my health carries over. That's interesting. Hurry to the goal within 18 seconds. I wonder if there's an end to this or if it just continuously loops. Oops. Here I said you can't damage boost, but I just did. 7 coins? I can do that, friend. Easy peasy every time. Okay, I'm having too much fun with this. I'm up to page 15 here. I really need to stop, because there's other things to try. I don't think Nintendo even uses X-Eyes anymore. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, I don't know if they do. Now that you say that. Why am I having so much fun with this? This is actually fun. Oh, whoops. Okay, well, I guess the game I guess I decided I'm done with this challenge. Next time to hard to complete your mission. 16 pages. That's pretty cool. Yoshi's Big Jump. You've completed your Eggling book. Oh, we need to go look at the Eggling book, by the way. It's so cute. Alright, let's see how far I can jump. Pretty cool, says Chris. I agree. Oh. Well, that didn't go very well. Let's try again. Bleep, bleep, boom. 121.23 yards. I feel like that's like my high score on my Game Boy Advance copy. Yeah, I think that might be as far as you can get. Let's try one more time. Nope. Page 12. After a while of the battle, Yoshi has beaten Bowser. Then the god that booked the island came out and decided to not let Bowser rot in the book, but to just kill him now, and so he got black holed. Whoa, that's morbid. Oh. Yeah, I think that the 123 is as far as I can go. Alright, Yoshi's Pirate Battle. You've completed your Eggling book. Okay, so this is yet another reward for completing my Eggling book. So how many times can I rotate the ship? That seems to be what the challenge is here. Oh, I'm getting seasick. Jeepers. Anybody else getting seasick? Can I get to 30? Oh yeah, I can get to 30, no problem. Can I get to 35? No, I don't think so. Almost. Wow! That was crazy. Alright, Yoshi's Time Attack. What's this? You've completed your Eggling book. Okay, so many of these are for the Eggling book. What is this? Let's see what this is. Nope. Oh. Go, go, go! Go, Ball Yosh, go! Oh no, Yosh, no! Ow. Woof. Woof. Wow! Imagine the pirate thing with the screen tilting. Absolute pain. Oh, that would have been horrible. Oh man. I wish I had like 100% complete playthrough on my Wii U that I could showcase that. That would be, whew. That'd be something. Did anyone ever make how far I can get in Yoshi Topsy Turvy's Shuffle Mode video? Maybe not. Shuffle Mode EX? What the heck is that? Here's a present for getting gold medals on every level. Alright, so this is like the 100% complete reward. I bet that it's that the challenges are more difficult. Oh, it's double missions! Oh man. Let's do it. Oh wait, hang on. There were double missions in the other one. I bet that it's just that these are harder. After Bowser died, the god teleported Yoshi to his island, but screwed up again and teleported him to Jeff's house after the Yoshi said goodbye to Jeff. The god unbooked the island and all slept. The end. A fitting end, El Guapo Dad. A fitting end. Yeah, this is basically just the hard mode of the shuffle mode. Pretty cool, honestly. I remember this game? Question mark? But it looks pretty cool. Says Victor. Well, welcome to the stream, Victor. You are tuning into the tail end of this live stream. Well, I'm doing like the extra little modes that I unlocked by 100% completing the game. That's what I'm doing currently. This is the reward for 100% completing everything, getting all the gold medals, 1 enemy and 1 coin. Well, that's easy. Bada bing. Very cool. Bring me 31 coins. Yeah, this is basically just the hard mode. I know I said that like twice or 3 times already, but honestly, I'm not upset about this reward. This is actually pretty cool. I think I would have preferred like a 7th page question mark. Yeah, 7th chapter, in other words. Where like there are just harder missions, I think, but this is honestly a pretty good reward. Like, how far can you get on a single life and non-refreshing health? And stringent mission requirements. I meant to say that I don't remember it. Is it like Kirby's Tilt and Tumble, says Victor? A very similar idea. You, oh, jeez. Oh, no. You tilt your controller in this case. Well, for me, it's an SN30 Pro, but if you were to play this game legitimately, it would be a Game Boy Advance. Yep, there I go. Deadified. It would be a Game Boy Advance that you tilt from side to side to affect the game world. Oh, no, I'm not going to do this again. And that's pretty much the idea of Yoshi Topsy Turvy. Oopsie. Alright, let's go see my Eggling book. Look at all these cute little guys. I got all of them. Oh, I love that the gold Eggling is named Rich. See, this is very clever. Look at all these little goobers. Cow Egglings, a snake Eggling, Heezy. What's this one's name? Boa, Slither, Garter, Anaconda, Squirm, and Cobra. Oh, that's funny. Buzzo, Bumble. These are adorable. I really don't know why they put so much effort into these Egglings. We never see them again. They're not like a huge mechanic in the game, but they even earned their own rightful spot in like the end credits and like the final little cutscene. What is the deal with these guys? They're adorable, but like, I don't know. They're adorable. I guess I'll just leave it at that. Angel Eggling, Sweetie, Pally, Mermaid, Valentine, Cupid, Angelo, Buddy, and finally, Goody. No, Goody. They're so adorable. Indeed. Yeah, they really are. I really have no idea why they put this much effort into these guys, but I'm kind of glad they did. Look at this. Look at how big they get. Well, guys, that is Yoshi Topsy Turvy 100% completed, everybody. We've done it. We 100% completed Yoshi Topsy Turvy on live stream. It only took 2 parts. I'd say that's pretty good. Alright, well, I am going to mute the mix on my end, but I will let it keep playing on your end. And I do want to do a little wrap up here. Give Yoshi Topsy Turvy my final thoughts. So, Yoshi Topsy Turvy. Weird little game, huh? It seemed to be pretty experimental in an age where Nintendo did some, let's just say, weird things with the Yoshi series. I guess this is the main one, but then, you know, there was Yoshi Touch and Go only a couple years later. And honestly, like, we weren't seeing a lot of consistency here in the Yoshi series. Like, we went from Yoshi's Island to Yoshi's Story to Yoshi Topsy Turvy, then to Yoshi Touch and Go. There wasn't really they didn't really nail down a formula for the Yoshi series yet at this point. And this is them continuing to experiment with Yoshi. Kind of neat. I honestly like the game a lot. It helps that it's in my childhood, it was one of my most played Game Boy Advance games, probably. Well, I don't know if I should give it that much credit. It's one of the games I played a lot on my Game Boy Advance. I will say that. This was a big part of my childhood. That said, I don't think that it was a fantastic game when it first came out, and I definitely don't think that it stands the test of time. There's some definite things that it has going for it. Absolutely. It's got the uniqueness. I think that it has a very strong identity. It's very unique in the Yoshi series. The gameplay mechanics being tilting the world by tilting your Game Boy Advance, I think that's pretty nifty, honestly. But I will say the game suffers because it tries to do too much with too little, I think. The Game Boy Advance really wasn't able to handle not only, well, it could handle like this sort of rotational thing, but the other thing that the game struggles with is its graphics. And let's talk about the graphics for a minute. It's very heavily based upon the Yoshi Story demo that we saw early in the Game Boy Advance's life. It kind of has a 3D sort of pre-rendered look to it. And while it's ambitious and very impressive that the Game Boy Advance is able to handle graphics like this, it does feel a little bit stiff. Actually, a lot of bit stiff. It also doesn't look that great. It's impressive, but it doesn't look that great, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't know. The Game Boy Advance apparently can do 3D pre-rendered stuff, or 3D rendered stuff, which is cool, but it's not its wheelhouse. The strength of the Game Boy Advance was that it's basically a pocketable Super Nintendo, and we all know that the Super Nintendo's 3D graphics weren't amazing either. Both of these systems were at their strongest when they were pixel-based graphics. I mean, important exception is Donkey Kong Country. Those games looked very good. But again, even then, I'd argue that the pixel-based games really age better, and just look better on just an overall level, if you ask me. I definitely prefer Yoshi's Island GBA to Yoshi Topsy Turvy in just graphical style alone. I feel like that's a no-brainer. But again, it's impressive what they were able to do here. I will give them that. For a very late Game Boy Advance game, it definitely showed that the Game Boy Advance had a lot going for it. At least Yoshi has his legs in this game, unlike New Island. Yeah, right? And even just Island. Like, Yoshi's Island did not have legs for Yoshi either. It wasn't until Yoshi's Island DS that a Yoshi's Island game would give Yoshi legs. In general, most 2D games have aged way better graphically than many early mid 3D games, says DV. Absolutely good point. The 3D things, or the 3D graphics in the Super Nintendo, the Game Boy Advance, obviously were a way to showcase the system's power. And to, like, draw a wow out of you. Not so much a, ooh, that looks nice. More of a, wow, this system can do that? Very cool. But that's not how you stand the test of time. So, unfortunately, Yoshi Topsy Turvy doesn't age that well. What if Ant Dude was in this stream? Says Yoshi Daffy Duck. I don't know. You tell me. What if Ant Dude was in this stream? He'd be like, sorry to the 3 Yoshi Topsy Turvy fans, and I'd be like, it's okay. As one of the 3 Topsy Turvy fans, I forgive you. So anyway, music? Let's talk about music for a second. I thought it was okay. As we talked about in the stream series, I think the biggest problem with the Game Boy Advance's music just in general is how much it's bit crunched. And Yoshi Topsy Turvy doesn't get away from that trend. It is bit crunched. There's no getting around it. I mean, it's an original game for the Game Boy Advance, unlike the GBA remakes of the Mario games on the Super Nintendo and NES. Those sounded way worse compared to the Super Nintendo originals. At least this is the original. Like, you don't have anything else to compare this to. So, it's like, yeah, it sounds kind of scratchy, like a Game Boy Advance game does. But if you kind of ignore that, I don't know, like, the music sounds okay. It's not, like, that memorable. It's not amazing, but I think it's serviceable. I think it's fun. Like, I'd bob my head to some of these. I especially liked the speedrunning music. That was definitely my favorite. Kind of like a frantic go, go, go sort of sound. And I thought it was fun. Okay, let's talk about the gameplay. Obviously, that's the biggest part of any game. So I already kind of touched on the whole gravity mechanic, the whole tipping your Game Boy Advance game or DS or whatever you were playing on, to achieve that sort of gravity effect in the world. Very cool mechanic. And I think they did a lot with it, in fairness. Like, they had a lot going for that mechanic here. But like I said earlier, the rest of the game suffers because it's incredibly stiff. And again, that might just be because of the graphics of the whole thing and being 3D rendered and all that, or faux 3D rendered. I don't really know how it actually works behind the scenes. However it works, it's very demanding, and I feel like as a result, the game engine itself suffers. It's incredibly stiff. Yoshi moves at just a 1 speed instead of like ramping up to a running pace, as in like the other Yoshi games. Which isn't the biggest issue. The biggest issue is that a lot of Yoshi's moveset here was axed. You don't turn enemies into eggs by eating them. Yoshi just has a little bit of gas when that happens. You don't ground pound in the game. You can't flutter jump more than once in the air, and the flutter jump is incredibly nerfed. Very nerfed in this game. It kind of goes along with that whole idea of, boy, this game is stiff to control. The base gameplay really doesn't feel that good to play. The movement and controls, not great. Again, I think the big focus was on the gravity mechanics, but again, it's stiff and not fun to control, other than the gravity thing. Where this game kind of shines, though, I think, is in just how unique the level layout and mission structure is. Like, again, they hadn't really nailed down a formula for the Yoshi series at this point. Remember, Yoshi's Island really didn't receive a proper sequel yet. That wouldn't come until 2006 with Yoshi's Island DS. So they were still kind of experimenting, you know? And this was definitely one of those things. Like, it kind of went back to a sort of mission structure like they had in Yoshi's Island with, like, different objectives you had to complete. But that became the focus here. Instead of having 3 objectives to complete and then move on with your day, the missions were like the main thing. Each of these levels had 1 or 2 missions that you had to complete in order to get a medal, and however many medals you needed to move on to the next page, that's what you had to strive for. But yeah, becoming the main focus of the game kind of results in interesting dynamics, I guess. Like, going for the different missions, having different priorities when you go through the levels, I might be giving it a little bit too much credit, but I think it's actually pretty cool. Not that I want the rest of the Yoshi games to go to this sort of structure. I definitely prefer the Yoshi's Island approach, or Yoshi's Woolly World even, but this was a pretty cool little side tangent. I wouldn't mind a sequel, to be honest, that has similar sort of ideas. Even the mission structure, I honestly don't mind it. I don't prefer it, but I don't mind it. It's pretty cool. I guess that's pretty much it in terms of gameplay, though. Like, yeah, I don't really have much else to say in terms of the gameplay. Yeah, I guess that's Yoshi Topsy Turvy. I think it does have some interesting things going for it, in honesty. Like, again, this game was a huge part of my childhood. I loved it. I still really like it. But yeah, I would say it's the worst of the mainline Yoshi games. Mostly just because of how stiff it is. And I'm not going to say ugly, but it's not very pretty looking. But other than that, I think it's a good time. And I gotta say, like, the bonus rewards for, like, how the game rewards you for 100% completing it. There were 3 little mini games that you do with the tilting sort of mechanic. And those are kind of fun, but honestly, like, I played them a couple times and was done with them. But the more substantial thing was the shuffle mode, which takes the different pages, or the different little sections of each of the chapters, each of the levels, and like remixes them. I think that's a really cool little reward. See how far you can get with 1 supply of health, 1 life, don't fail any missions. I think that's actually a really cool reward. It's not the S levels from Yoshi's Island, but it's pretty cool. I think that's a cool reward. I guess there is one more thing that I want to talk about here. The level design in these games, or in this game, the levels are incredibly short, like 5 minutes maximum if you're taking your time. Like, that's incredibly short for these levels. And there's a good number of them, like, I don't remember exactly how many, but I think it's like on the order of 40 to 50. But they're all so short. Like, I 100% completed this game in 6 hours. It is not a long game. And I don't want to make the argument that, this is one of those games that's designed for you to, like, play on the bus. Because you would look like an absolute doofus playing this game in public. I'm not gonna joke around here. That you would look like an absolute dork playing this game in public. So that sort of aspect to it being a handheld game, I don't really think that's a selling feature and a reason to make the levels so short. They were also like individual challenge based. There was basically no cohesion whatsoever in the levels themselves. No consistent theming for the different areas. Like, there were snow areas and like kind of grassy looking areas and like, you know, normal pop-up book sort of environment sort of areas. And they were kind of all just mishmashed together. And there really wasn't a consistent overarching theme. There wasn't a progression. It was all kind of just random. And again, the way the levels are laid out, they're basically just challenge based. I think that was the focus. And indeed, that makes sense because the game was intended to be a different experience. With the whole tilting the world thing. That was the focus. The focus wasn't the world building. The focus wasn't the level design. It was focused on the challenges. I hate to make a comparison like this, but it really is like the WarioWare of the Yoshi games. Like the other Wario games were all like, you know, cohesive levels with platforming and all that sort of thing, like focused gameplay. And then the WarioWare games are all like mini-based, mini-challenge sort of thing. It's even more ADHD than this sort of game is, obviously. Like, they're micro games, is what they call it. But I think that this is kind of a similar sort of analogy. Again, it's challenge-based. There's like 4 or 5 little challenge areas in each level, and then you're done. It's not a 10 or so minute level where you go through, well, an actual level, progress through it, make your way to the end of the level, make your way to the end of the world and progress onto the next area and like progress the game. It kind of is just get through these challenges, move on to the next challenge, and then before you know it, you're done. I don't think that's a super satisfying sort of level design, to be honest with you. Like, the challenges were fun. I think that the challenges were well designed and they took advantage of the game's unique mechanics in a lot of ways. Very creative challenges, for sure. But it does come at the price of cohesion and sort of flow. When you break it up into little tiny challenges like that, it really loses those things. So, anyway, one more other thing to talk about is the story doesn't matter in the slightest. I said in this stream that the Yoshi story and Yoshi Topsy Turvy games could have never happened at all in the Yoshi series and nothing would have changed. They don't have any sort of large lore impact. Like, you could probably make something up. Like, I had thought, like, oh man, what if this happens at, like, the end of the Mario timeline? Bowser had finally defeated Mario and took over the Mushroom Kingdom or whatever. And as one of his fun little side tangents, chased these Egglings off to Yoshi's Island, which, curiously enough, we don't see any other Yoshis. Maybe this is where Yoshi finally gets to put an end to Bowser's reign and locks him away forever. You could make up something like that, but it's not solidified in the game. There's no sort of overall canon in the Mario series just in general to, like, you know, put this sort of game into context, but you could certainly come up with something like that. But if you take it for what it is, this game doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things when it comes to the story and whatnot. As soon as everything is turned into a pop-up book, you know where it's going. Just get to the end of the book and make it not a book anymore. Bring Yoshi's Island back. That's the idea. Same kind of thing with Yoshi's story. The story there was, oh no, the island's been turned into a storybook. Make it not a storybook anymore. Completely one-off adventure that really amounts to nothing. And that's unfortunate. The only Yoshi games that really have any sort of potential in terms of lore and story is the Yoshi's Island series. And I'd like to see that more thoroughly explored, but this was not one of those games that contributes. But overall, I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun playing it. I'm criticizing it now because I don't want my nostalgia for this game and my enjoyment of it to cloud my vision in terms of why is it the worst Yoshi game? There's obviously a good number of reasons. It's fun. I think it's a lot of fun, a nice little jaunt, an interesting little experiment, and a unique adventure on the Game Boy Advance. But it is the worst mainline Yoshi game. I stand by that. Fun. You can have a lot of fun with it, but it is the worst one. So, yeah, there's a reason why this one is so poorly looked upon in present day. There's a lot to like here, but there's a lot of detractions that really do make it the worst Yoshi game. So, there you go. Those are my thoughts on Yoshi Topsy Turvy. JP says, some say this game happens before Mario meets Yoshi in Super Mario World, but that's just a theory. That is also an interesting theory. Like I was saying, you could kind of make up whatever you want here. It's pretty open-ended. There's a lot of different ways this could go down. Heck, that idea actually has some more merit too, because that gives Yoshi and Bowser like the beef that it takes to be like enemies in Mario World before Mario even gets there. That's not a bad idea. It's pretty cool, actually. It's just kind of like a, oh, that exists, I guess, game. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. It could have never existed, and, you know, not only from like a story-related perspective, but just in general, like, if this game never existed, it wouldn't have made much of an impact. It kind of just is. So much of the focus went into the tilt aspect that the level design ended up undercooked. Yeah, again, I think the main problem with that really is just how... I think the biggest problem with that really is just how the levels are split up into mini challenges that focus on the tilting. It's understandable, like, that's obviously the main mechanic. It's obviously the thing they focused on, but it did come at the loss of cohesion. If Jeff gets a job at Goodfeel, I would definitely have some things to say, but I'm not a game designer, so I don't know. I feel like I would ultimately have some cool ideas, but I wouldn't know how to implement them. Maybe it wouldn't be the best for the general audiences. I don't know. In general... Oh, I read that one already. So yeah, that's the story for Yoshi's Universal Gravitation with some in-game stuff. Kinda Jeff, the Yoshi Fanatic edition, and some ideas I had in the stream. What did you think? As always, El Guapodot, I thought it was a fun story. A fun synopsis for what was happening in the game. And I liked that you kind of tried to bring in some IRL stuff. That's fun. Good stuff. You can skip this game and you'll be fine. Yeah, absolutely agreed, Chris. Okay, well, Chris asks, now that we're pretty much done with the whole wrap-up here, Chris asks, what's the next game you'll be playing? Good question. I thought that this game was going to take me a little longer than it did end up taking. So, I have a couple ideas. One is returning to the Yoshi's Island ROM hack and truly 100% completing it. Because, if you remember, I did like a 9-part series or 8-part series on Super Mario World 2 Plus, the ROM hack of Yoshi's Island, and I beat the game, but I never completed it. There's definitely some levels I need to go back and find everything in. Thinking about revisiting that for the 4 or so live streams before Donkey Kong Country Returns comes out. So that's an idea. Or I could do Super Mario 64 and Super Mario 64 DS. That's an idea. What else do I have in my ideas list? I'm probably going to post a poll, so... Good review, Yoshi Fanatic, says JP. Thank you, I appreciate it. What else do I have in my idea of live streams? My idea list. One sec. I need something that's 4 parts or less. Because Donkey Kong Country Returns comes out, I think, on January 15th. Paper Mario sounds cool. I don't think Paper Mario, sadly, not this time around. Because that is definitely longer than 4 parts. And I do want to play Donkey Kong Country Returns HD when it comes out on the 15th. Or 17th? Yeah, it comes out on the 15th or 16th. They've been doing Thursday releases lately. What else do I have here? Yoshi's Island GBA Revisited. That's a 4-parter. Have you done Yoshi's Island DS on stream? I have. That's actually another good idea. I did go back and play through Yoshi's Island DS a while ago. Oh gosh. Almost 3 years ago. No, wait, was it 3 years ago? 4 years ago? I think it was 3 years ago. Almost 3 years ago I played through Yoshi's Island DS. But I 100% completed all the normal levels. And I got all the baby coins. And I got those extras that came from that. But what I didn't do is 100% complete the special and extra levels. Just because I couldn't. But for a long time I've wanted to go back and try those out again. Give it another earnest effort. So, I don't know. Is that something you guys would want to see? I'm thinking a Discord poll is in order. I don't think I want to do a YouTube poll. Just because I want my YouTube polls to be more focused on, like, my videos instead of my live streams. Discord is the place where I post polls about my live streams and stuff. I wish I discovered your channel sooner. I would have had a good time watching you stream those. Oh yeah, they were a good time. I do think that, I do think that series went a little long, and it was before I really, like, got in my groove for live streaming. I definitely wasn't quite there yet. Maybe one of the other Donkey Kong Country games? I did play 2 of the Donkey Kong Country games already on stream here. I don't know if I want to do them again, but Donkey Kong Country 3 I haven't played yet. It's not a bad idea. Could be an interesting lead-up, too. Or even Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I haven't streamed that on this channel yet. That could be fun. Maybe Mario and Wario? I think that would be a fun one-off. Yeah, I've got some ideas. I'll do some thinking and I'll put some options in the Discord polls, so... Yeah, there you go. There's another reason for you to join the Discord if you haven't already. Maybe Mario 64 DS? I'll have that as an option. Mario 64, what I want to do with Mario 64 DS is stream Mario 64 first, Do like a 16-star speed run, then a 70-star speed run, and then 100% complete the game from there. And then immediately after that, that's like 2 streams at max. And then immediately after that, play Yoshi and play Super Mario 64 DS, just to see how they compare to each other, like back to back. I do think that's gonna take more than 4 parts, so I don't know about this time around. I'm almost thinking Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, guys. But again, I'll post some options. I'll narrow it down to 3 or 4 options and post it in the Discord, and you can vote there. So yeah, if you haven't voted or if you haven't joined the Discord already, there's a good reason to do so. But yeah, I think this has gone on long enough. Let's go ahead and hit the wrap up. Guys, I appreciate you joining the stream and the stream series. Boy, I had a ton of fun going through and revisiting that game again. Yoshi Topsy Turvy. What's going on, Neil? Hey, thanks for subscribing. Mario 64 would be awesome too. Yeah, I'd love to stream Mario 64 again. I love that game so much. It's my favorite game of all time, if you didn't know that. Tropical Freeze is a good choice too. Yeah, I think that honestly might be the best choice because it leads right into Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. I don't know. It's a good option. But yeah, like I said, I loved coming back to this game. Yoshi Topsy Turvy was a lot of fun. Yoshi 64 might be my favorite game of all time too. Excellent choice, Blues Cat. But this was definitely worth coming back and taking a look at Yoshi Topsy Turvy again. Had a ton of fun. And I hope you guys had a ton of fun. So again, thanks for tuning into this stream and the stream series. If you haven't already, feel free to like and subscribe. Feel free to hit that bell icon so you'll be notified when I go live or post a video. Join the Discord. I would highly recommend that because I'm going to post a poll there determining what games I'm going to stream between now and Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. Your vote truly matters. So feel free to join in there. I also keep you up to date on my live stream schedule and live stream updates on my next video. And of course, you can chat with me. I love chatting with the fans. Plenty of fun things to do in there too. At some point in the future, not soon-ish, but I don't know, sometime down the road, I will be requesting some art talent for a future Yoshi Fanatic video. So there you go. Share your community creations in there too if you want to. That's fun. I like seeing what you guys dream up. Yeah, lots of fun stuff to do in there, so feel free to join the Discord. And I guess that's it for now, guys. Yeah, I had a ton of fun, and I'm glad that you guys came along for the ride, so thank you very much for tuning in. And hopefully, we'll see you next time. See you guys.